the founder of the show, B Note. He's your co-host, Ezyduhzit, your favorite trucker's favorite trucker. So with it, bro.
What's going on with you, dog?
Listen, y'all,
Man, I'm out here.
hit that like button, subscribe, follow us on all platforms. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get the show going for you.
Yes,
What
sir.
you up to? Where you at there?
I'm actually I think I'm in the middle of Mississippi somewhere where I
Oh
loaded
shit.
off in Alabama, and I'm on my way back to Dallas. So
Okay.
I took a pit stop to go ahead and get this show going, but I'll be in Dallas in the next couple hours. Matter of
Oh
fact,
yeah.
and I'm just kicking for the weekend.
That's what's up.
Get right back to the grind Monday morning, dog.
Oh yeah,
Right
yeah.
back to the grind.
We're gonna start this off. Man, it ain't looking too good. Well, let me start it off by saying this. The first segment is some news you can use. I
Yeah, yeah.
I noticed I be forgetting to say that at the very beginning of it. But it ain't looking too good for Diddy now. After this week, yeah, I might have to make a video and talk about what's going on. So his case has taken a huge turn from what I'm reading, right? George
Uh-huh.
Kaplan was his assistant, I believe is what it said, and he was known as his fixer. Well, he testified last week, and in his testimony, it said that he used to pick up money for Diddy, thousands of dollars. The lowest was at least 10,000, right? And
Yeah,
it said he picked up food and drugs. He picked up drugs, and that was key. Now I'm gonna tell you why.
yeah, yeah,
So he was the one that basically covered up everything for Diddy. Like when Diddy would get into shit, he was the one that
yeah,
would be the one to cover it up. So he
yeah.
said he would book Diddy's hotel rooms under the name Frank Black. Now, when
Okay.
Cassie testified, she also mentioned picking up drugs for Diddy. That's gonna be important. Watch, because a hotel security, he also testified, a security guard, and said that
Hmm.
that he was there that night the incident happened with Cassie, the one that they showing the
Yeah.
video. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So Diddy tried to bribe him by throwing a stack of money at him and told him don't tell anybody. And so
Right.
now whether he took the money or not, it don't matter because the act. Okay, so this is the thing. This is how they're gonna get Diddy on the RICO charges, right?
Uh-huh.
They can now prove that Diddy was involved in a pattern of racketeering activity through the operation of an enterprise. But
Uh-huh.
they have to prove at least two acts within a 10-year period. So
I
the
don't I don't think that's gonna be too hard for him though, but
that's what I'm saying. Because
okay.
now Diddy also had an enterprise called Combs Global. A lot of people didn't know that.
Right,
So
right.
with the testimonies from Kaplan and Cassie and the security guard, that gave
Yeah.
them the two acts that they needed: the criminal activity with the drugs and the bribery with the security guard
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
the RICO charges.
Man, from what I've heard, bro, it don't take much to get you caught up with that Rico shit.
They
Like
got it now.
it be borderline like shit that's really legal. Like it's just you just barely do this, that, and the third, and you
Yeah.
get what I'm saying, you get roped into it. So yeah, I knew once he got, once anybody other than Cassie, because her stance was, I'm such a victim and yah yah yah, but
Right.
everybody else gonna throw that nigga under the bus, and he low key kind of deserved with some of the shit he was doing, but
Yeah,
I
that
just think
nigga was
the
he was on
Cassie
some
part
shit.
was they fucked up with the Cassie thing. They could have left her out of it, but I guess they thought she would be such a key witness because of the video and she was so close to him for so long, but she was close to him for so long that she was kind of in on all the shit. So that kind
Yeah.
of fucked that up. But everything else, though, everything else that got to do with the Rico and all that, going across state lines and all, they could probably find a way to prove that. That
Oh yeah.
it probably ain't gonna be that hard.
No, no, not now. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
With these with them testifying the way that they did, it's a wrap.
right.
Now the thing is, how long will he get? Because he's facing life. But I don't think they're gonna give him life for it. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't gonna get him no life. Yeah, no, he ain't
Not for
gonna get
something
life.
like that. But they're
He'll
gonna sit
probably
him down. They're gonna hide him.
yeah, yeah, for a while. Like I mean, I think their biggest goal is just to try to drain his money up. I think that's the biggest goal that they
Oh, and
trying to
another
accomplish.
thing I read too, so now he's no longer worth anywhere close to a billion. It's more like under 400 million now. So
Yeah,
they done
because a lot of that shit just
drained the swamp.
be, I
Fluff.
won't call it smoke and mirrors necessarily, but a lot of that shit be like what they own in somebody's stock, somebody's company and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And once that company don't fuck with you no more and do whatever with your stocks, you're not worth that no more. Same thing happened with Kanye West.
Yeah.
The Adidas took that billion status quick.
Yeah.
So you just gotta, they be thinking this is that what you call it, peacocking. When they let the one black person kind of outshine all the rest of the black people, they get to smelling themselves a little too heavy,
Yeah.
and they think they untouchable just because them white people let you shine over the black people. As soon as you get to popping that shit the wrong way, they come to get you, bro.
Oh yeah. And they don't
They
take
coming to
much to
get
go
you.
the wrong way either. Not for them.
It don't. It don't. It
Because
don't.
they
Especially if you a nigga like Diddy who already involved in some questionable shit anyway, just on your
yeah,
own accord. Oh
yeah,
yeah, they knew they got Diddy. That's why they know who to put in these positions. You know what I'm saying? Like they knew soon as they came across Diddy motherfucking ass that they had him.
yeah.
So
He was
all
good
the shit
until he
he was
started
doing.
talking that political shit and starting a all black party and all this shit and going at the liquor
I don't even
company.
I don't even think they gave a fuck about the political shit. I think it was just the buck breaking of, oh, you gonna sue this company and think you big bad this and the third.
Well,
So
he started that. Yeah, that I believe he was gonna try to use the money from that lawsuit to start this, and that's why they said, "Nah, we finna put a stop to that."
you think
Because
so?
yeah, because
Who
you
was he
gotta go
gonna
back
back?
and watch Revolt TV and see a lot of the shit that he was doing that was leading up
I
to
mean,
all of this. Diddy was doing a
I
lot of
remember
stuff
it though.
behind the scenes that he was getting ready to start.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the whole voter die campaign and all that. But
No, no, no,
I
not
mean,
that, not that.
who would they have even got to run as for office or anything like that? Like they didn't really have nobody like that to run for office on that type of level. Like even past the political parties, bro. This is a what they call that. Uh, I can't think of the term I want to use, but the big companies run everything. You know what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't have mattered what Diddy, what politician Diddy brought up and tried to groom and all this shit. He don't know enough about it to do none of that.
Shit, I don't
So
know. Diddy was connected to a
no,
lot of people, man. You
man, he
don't
was connected
realize
to a lot of.
you don't realize who all was at them Diddy parties.
He was connected. I'm saying just as far as the political stance. That's all I'm talking about. Now, as far as the partying and who he was connected with, yeah. But as far as the
I don't
strictly,
think it's about him putting somebody up there. It was about the influence of making black people feel like they got a united party. And then that's gonna take away from the Democratic Party. They can't have that. You got to think about who really run everything when it comes to it. Look at how they tried to
yeah,
take out.
yeah, but I'm just thinking like if you're a bureaucrat, that's the term I wanted to use. If you're a bureaucrat and you running both sides, like whoever get in, you got the upper hand. What do that matter?
Because maybe
What do
this
some
person,
Demo?
whoever get in, ain't gonna be on your side.
I mean, I get it. I guess. I guess. I mean, it ain't. I won't put it past him. That's for sure. I won't put it past
Yeah, we like rap.
him.
That
But
would
yeah,
be
bro. I don't know. Either way, bro. I think he. I seen this little snippet of this podcast with some white guys. They were talking about how it doesn't matter who it is. Honestly, if you get to a certain level music wise, and you black and you think you about to swell your chest,
yeah,
they coming for you. It's really that simple.
yeah.
And black people
They
should
gonna
know
show
that
you.
by now. It ain't nothing new. Black people should know that by now. But
Yeah,
black
you
people
would think.
gotta, Diddy had to be the one out in the front dancing, and you know what I'm saying. He had to be seen. So You gonna get that public humiliation just like you was famous. Yeah, you gonna get the other end of that. So hey, more power
Yeah,
to him. He'll be all right in there.
they always find a way to make an example out of you.
Oh yeah, they don't need a reason. They don't need a reason. They don't need a reason.
I don't know who that is. The legend, Twisted Insane. What is that?
That sounds like some new school local shit.
Yeah, I ain't never heard of them.
Yeah, I ain't never heard no shit like that before, bro.
Um, Traore, President Traore in Africa. Have you heard about what he did?
Yeah, he over there. Shit, yeah, he been over there doing his
Now he
damn
done help
thing, bro.
Ghana. He done help Ghana make some money. 3 billion in 4 months. Think about the
Yeah,
change that is creating. If he can start doing that and get every country to start making their own type of money, backed by the
yeah,
African resources, their own resources. Ooh,
man.
it's gonna
I'm
be.
trying to tell you. I've been trying to tell people, everybody I know, hey, this shit is about to get bad over here in America. Y'all better figure out a way to get a passport. Ghana is giving away passports to Black Americans or citizenship, not even passports. Ghana's giving away citizenship. I'm
I
trying to
seen
figure
this
out how to
now.
get on in there. Yeah, they giving it. They like, get over here because, like I said before, bro, Black Americans and Africans, if they link, because again, we've been dealing with them for so long, we know everything they doing, how they do it, everything from top to bottom. If we take that mindset and build business and infrastructure over there, bro, there ain't nobody on this world in this world touching us. And I think that's why, like I said, black people across the planet get disrespected like nobody else because the home base is getting fucked over. Now that's starting to change. I can almost guarantee if this spread and they can really put together a United States of Africa and they talking about building an army, like the entire continent of Africa's army could be connected. The army, navy, everything connected on the whole continent. You can't tell me that America and Europe and South America gonna keep disrespecting black people, knowing that's what's going on over there. I think that's the only way we win everywhere is if we win over there. I don't think it don't. It's We've been trying to unite as Black Americans forever. They just gonna keep putting that little bitty fire out. I don't think it's gonna ever get. They not gonna let it get big enough to where, like you said, it starts a real movement to where everybody really gets on the same bandwagon and pushes forward. I don't think they're gonna let them. They don't let nobody do that over here. They didn't already said they're not. So I think empowering Africa is what's gonna connect everybody and put everybody on a stronger level. So yeah,
If
I think it's
everybody
I think
decided
it's
to
dope, bro.
unite over here, there wouldn't be nothing they could do about it.
You sure about that?
Wouldn't be nothing they could do about it. The only thing they could do is bomb it, and they ain't gonna do that because it's too much money involved.
You think that's the only thing they can do is bomb it?
What else would they do? What else could they do? They couldn't. They couldn't. They couldn't.
Man,
If all black people in America,
somebody gonna sell out.
okay, let them go. Let We don't need
Now
them.
it ain't about just simply letting them go, bro. Somebody with
Everybody,
information
it's
is
gonna
gonna
be
flip.
somebody that always want to ride with. It's gonna be plenty of Stevens, like in Django. We already
Yeah,
expect for them. You know what I'm saying? You prepare for
yeah,
them, so that way, when they do come about, they ain't affected. We already know how they are and know what to look for with them. But for everybody else that's like minded, if we all decided that we just gonna come together and support each other, there wouldn't be nothing they could do
yeah.
about it.
Ideally, it sound
But
good, bro.
bond.
It really do. But just how Donald
It's
Trump
all on
just
how
out
you
the
do it
blue.
though.
Okay, talk to me. Let me. What you mean by that?
Because if you trying to do it from a physical standpoint, say you want to go to war or fight, you know what I'm saying? We can't win
Mm-hmm.
that way. We don't
Mm-mm.
have the weaponry. It
It
don't
ain't
matter
even
how
gonna
many
be. Yeah,
switches and these young niggas got.
but
It don't matter how many
switches ain't enough.
flamethrowers. That ain't shit. That ain't got nothing to do with a drone. Cause all they got to
Right?
do is
Yes.
send a drone strike. So we can't
Switches
go
ain't
about it
enough
that
for
way.
nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can't go about it that way. We got to
But
do it a
they
totally
can though.
different.
They can and they will. That's the problem. They can
Yeah.
and they will get physical. They'll tear some shit up,
Now, if they
and
get
we left
physical
fight for the
first,
government.
you retaliate, but you don't want the
But
movement to be that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not the face of it. You don't want like you going to war with your own country because you're gonna lose that way. But so you have to
right.
do it in a way that's I wouldn't say just peaceful because that didn't work out either. You know what
That's
I'm
what I'm
saying?
saying. Like we done
But
tried every way. The
no,
Black Panthers was aggressive. The ones before them, Martin Luther King and them, they got their ass beat just to eat some cake in the restaurant that you know was nasty.
but
You
see
know
that's
that
the
shit was
difference.
nasty.
Why we ain't trying to go sit at nobody's table or nobody else's nothing. We going to our
We
own.
already do it. The Black Dollar stay how long in the black community? Come on now, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. We when we get paid Friday morning at work, by the time we off, that whole check gone. So that ain't got nothing
Yeah,
to do with nothing.
yeah, it do. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. If we start keeping
How?
the black dollar within the black community, that's gonna change everything because we have the
Mo-
highest buying power.
Most of the Black Dollar go to rent, car note, insurance, shit like that. Ain't none of that black. None of that part of the industry is black. That's the
But
bulk
there,
of the money
but
that
that's
goes
the
out.
thing. There are black companies out there that that money can go to. That's part of those industries. We just
Yeah,
got to
we
know
went.
how to reach them. That's why I got
Yeah,
that app, that Black Network
yeah,
app. That's gonna help us
yeah,
reach
yeah,
each other. Speaking of that, y'all
yeah.
go download the Black Network app. And,
Hey, that's a good little segue into that promotion
yeah,
though, for real.
yeah, y'all go download that and check it out. We
Yeah,
trying to get that started. It's in this new stage. We still crawling, but what it is, it's going to be a network with nothing but black owned businesses where we can actually reach each other and you know what I'm saying, help each other out, support each other, and help the, help the community grow. All right, damn, got stuff. Uh,
yeah,
but yeah, I believe, bro. I believe that we can, though. I believe we can. It's just all a mindset.
yeah. That's it. But the mindset is kind. It seemed like that's the most difficult part to get over because it's a continuous mind fuck over and over and over again. They
It's
don't
plenty
stop.
out there, though. It's plenty out there that want it. They just waiting on
Well,
somebody to start it. That's the thing with
well,
black people. We just waiting on somebody else
yeah.
to start it.
Because everybody's scared to get started with it because we know what's going to happen when we get started.
Now
That's that's kind of my
they
point.
think, and see that's the problem. That's why every time somebody do try something, they easily take them out because they don't. We ain't backing them with enough
Yeah,
support. Look at how
we don't got enough support. We ain't got enough. I don't think. That's why I think the whole Africa thing is so important.
ain't nobody doing
Black
it.
America, Black America doesn't have enough support. All the celebrities, we know the celebrities ain't doing shit.
We can't count on them.
Basketball, football, none of that.
This ain't
And the
gonna take the
regular,
celebrity. This gonna take the streets.
that's what I'm saying. And the regular common folk, we not
Yeah,
on
they
that
are.
type of level together to be doing that
Bro, you need
necessarily. Like we should, we could.
you gonna start talking to more people doing this, and you gonna see why I be talking like I talk, because it's a lot of people that is tired of the
Yeah.
way shit is and the way it's going, and they ready for a
But
change.
what we gonna do about it if all they gonna do is sit there and wait though? That's what I'm saying.
We started. We started. We get it going. Get it going.
I feel you, bro. I'm with it 100%, but it ain't even no but. I'm with you 100% on it. I hope we get it together on that type of level because right now, this about one of the. I think this might be one of the last times as a people, as a group of people, we might get a chance to get it together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This
Especially
might
right
this might
now.
be it. If we drop the ball on this one with what we got going on in America, and then what they got going on just kind of across the diaspora, but over in Africa especially, if we don't get it right this time, man, them they ain't letting that shit. They ain't letting it get close to this no more ever.
No, that's why. And this time, I don't think. See, our problem has always been we wanted to do everything fair and the right way. But
Hmm.
with this next topic, what do you think about black people having to stop playing fair? What you think? We need to stop playing fair?
We should have been done with that shit. They ain't never played fair with us. They brought that democracy, holier than thou, be
That
nice.
was that was a mind
Man,
fuck.
that the double sidedness that they have, like with the, you know, be nice, be, cordial and all this other shit, and be professional and proper, but still completely fuck you over on the back end.
Yeah,
Like black people, by default, we are the opposite. We'll talk cash shit to you in your face, but for the most part, we try to keep everything fair, equal, and respectful. Like
yeah.
win, lose, or draw, we gonna fight and argue, but we gonna treat you right. It seems to be the exact opposite for them other people. You know what I'm saying?
For
It's like,
everybody
yeah,
but us.
they'll smile in your face, and no, not everybody. Like they really good at
Shit.
smiling in your face and making you seem that everything is included and everything like that, and then pull the rug from under your feet as soon as they get a chance.
That's what I said.
That's what I'm talking
Everybody
about.
but us.
Yeah.
Everybody but
So
black people.
yeah, we definitely got to stop playing this fair shit. Like that shit over with. Ain't nobody ever played fair with black people ever.
No,
But
it ain't never been
we
a fair
stay
game
trying
for
to
us.
right, but we stay trying to do shit the right way.
Why
Even
do you think that
even when
is?
we in a position, huh?
Why do you think that is? Why do you think we always have been like that? Is it being conditioned to
Man,
do it that way?
we just the original human being, bro. We got the compassion like that. It's just in our DNA to be like that. I give this example, like think about just kind of from a bare minimum, just a plain single cell organism environment, right? You get one environment that's plentiful. It got, trees and everything you need is right here in this on this land.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna grow and mutate into a being that demands to go take and conquer other people and other things. Everything you need is right in front of you in your land. You
Right.
can, trade what you already have for something that you want. But where that other group come from and the environment that they come from. It's cold and dark and moist and wet. It's hard to grow shit. So your default is to go take over whatever else that you can because your resources is skim. So I think just in their DNA, they mutated into this being and into these type of people, and so did we. That's just how we are as human beings. Because it's not a learned culture because it seems like that's how we are no matter where we at, no matter what language you speak, no matter what country, city, continent, whatever. We tend to, we'll talk that tough shit. We'll beat your ass, but on the back end, we still gonna try to treat you fair and respectful.
Yeah,
So
first.
eh, yeah. So I think that's just it just happens to be kind of who we are. And I think that's why we struggle with it so heavy.
So you think it's time out for that?
Hell yeah. Fuck all that shit. That shit dead.
Yeah, I can say that. The thing that's what got us in last place.
Exact.
Don't
That's what I'm
nobody else play
saying.
fair. Don't nobody else play fair. We
Don't
the only
nobody play
ones that
fair.
have to go about things and try to do things the right way and all that without getting caught
Even
up.
playing from behind. Even like, for example, what's the South African president that came and was talking to Trump and Trump kind of man kind of made a fool out of himself low key, but even in that meeting where he was supposed to be kind of pitching South Africa and their resources and stuff like that, he was more so begging, like, give us a chance to, work together and this, that, and the third. Whole time Trump talking shit, posting videos about, you know what I'm saying, trying to condemn him as far as the alleged genocide and all this other stuff that's going on over there. And
Right.
it's like, bro, we don't, we just always trying to come off, I don't want to say holier than thou, but just I don't know what it is that just urge to just to be fair with everybody, no matter what we going through. I don't know what it is, but man, we gotta, and I hate to say get rid of it completely, but we gotta at least compartmentalize that shit. You know what I'm saying? And know when to play that sympathy, empathy card and when not to.
Yeah.
Because this ain't the time to right now at all.
Nah. Now ain't the time to be inviting people to cookouts and none of that shit. All that, you know what I'm saying? It ain't time for all that. Hi from Russia. Lil Shark, what's up?
Russia, okay, that's what's up. Twix combo. Okay, you
I
weird
admit,
for
you
that,
know.
but all right.
Okay. Uh, which brings to the next topic. I had
Yeah,
saw this about this lady was talking about this on Twitter, and she was saying that black people need to stop trying to sit at everyone else's table and start trying to build our own. How do you feel about
yeah.
that?
Man, everybody know that's what we should have been doing. Everybody at this point, hindsight, looking back where Martin Luther King was doing and everything like that, he even said it before he passed. You know what I'm saying? I led my people into a burning building. We should have been talking about economics and you know what I'm saying, focusing on that instead of trying to sit at these motherfuckers' table and eat their food with them. You know what I'm saying? So, um, yeah, we should have been doing that. We should have been doing that. We should have never sought out to be included in nothing they had going on at all for no
Mm-mm.
reason.
We didn't need it.
I think we would have been so much further. Well, I don't know. I feel I'm I'm torn because on the one hand, I feel like if we didn't push to be integrated and included, maybe it wouldn't have been a push to kind of take the in your face racism. You know what I'm saying? That kind of died down after a while. Maybe it doesn't die down if we stay separated like that. I don't know. But
It ain't went nowhere.
well,
Did
I
you
don't
see how
know.
they
White
reacted
people
when with
they
that
know
Austin Metcalf
they
case? Did you see how they reacted with the Shiloh Hendricks case situation? Like
I
that
see how
brought
they
all of them out
reacted.
the woodworks.
I
That's who
see
they
how they
really wanted
reacted.
to be. Not all of them, but majority of
Yeah.
them. Like that's who they really. They showed who they really want to be. That's what brought that chick out that was on Piers Morgan's show, and he had to stop her from saying the N word because she wanted to say it on there, and there was a black dude on there, and he really the one that went off on Piers Morgan
Uh-huh.
for asking her to say it, and Piers had to apologize for it. It was a while back, but like a few
Oh yeah,
weeks
I
ago.
think I do remember that. Yeah, 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 yeah. I do
Yeah,
remember
like
that.
bro, they some of them it's still
I
there.
don't think
It's just
let's
now
I,
cancel culture has everybody afraid to be who they really want to be. That's why you have so many bot accounts and all these fake accounts on these sites and stuff like that because they can hide behind it and say the
you
stuff
kind
they
of you
really
kind
want to
of
say.
you kind of made my point though. The cancel culture the only reason cancel culture exists is because they want your dollars, they want your money. The only reason they want your money is because at some point we integrated and they was like, hey, if we let them integrate and come over here and spend their money with us, we can control them that way. So that's kind of my point.
Well, no, it wasn't about that because we was already self-sufficient. We didn't need them for nothing. We owned our own shit back then.
You
We
missing my point
sold
though.
it.
Like,
That the reason why there's the reason why the whole thing about stereotype about white privilege and all of that, the reason why that exists and there's no such thing as black privilege.
because
When we
we ain't created it yet. We don't have the jobs to make it happen.
no, it wasn't that. It was when we owned all the shit, we sold it. And then the problem
That's what I'm
was
saying.
we walked through their doors and then they shut the door behind us. We couldn't open the door
That's
for
what I'm
nobody.
saying.
But when we owned our own buildings, we didn't open the doors for nobody.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
sold the
That's what I'm saying.
buildings. That's
Hmm.
that's that's what I'm saying. So we didn't need them at all. They figured out that
Right.
they
We
needed
came in,
us in order for this country to become what it has become.
but we walked right over to them and gave them everything. We walked right over to them and said, "Hey, we don't want our own no more. We want to team in with y'all.
But
We want
some
to
of them
taste
got
y'all's
tricked.
apple pie over here." A
Some of
lot of
them,
them got tricked.
yeah, they got tricked.
A
They got
lot of them.
bought out. They took the money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in a way, it's understandable, but in a way, it
Because
ain't
I can
because
I
look
can
at what it
remember
led
back in
to.
the day when I can remember back in the day when a lot of older people was upset that they sons and grandsons and daughters and granddaughters sold off the country land and started moving to the city. Like, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
remember that being a big thing back in the day.
yeah,
So, we did that to ourselves, bro.
that's
We
what
we
I'm
did that to
saying.
ourselves.
But what
Yeah.
I'm saying is we didn't need nobody else. We were
We
self-efficient. We
didn't.
were a self-sufficient people. That's why you had so many Black Wall
Right.
Streets. You know what I'm saying? And they
Right. Right.
realized, hold on.
right.
They ain't going to college. They not getting the good jobs, but yet they still making more money and surviving better than we are. What is going on? That's why they took the
We took
trades
over.
away. That's why they took all
Yeah,
that shit
yeah.
out
The
of schools
trades
that
is
they
what.
had going on.
Yeah, yeah. The trades is what really had us because they didn't build nothing. We built everything.
We have
So of
always
course,
been
when we
good with
get free,
these. And when they
exactly. So of course, when we get free, that's the first thing we're gonna go to. Everything we just built for them, we can build that shit overnight. And we did everywhere. And they was like, oh no, that ain't gonna happen. And they tore that shit up.
Yep.
They flooded it, tore it up, burned it up, everything. So they can't really do that part now, but man, they would still find a way to, try their best to sabotage
I mean they could
it.
try, but as long as you know everything is about money. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
you're gonna have to pay your way to get, some things that you want. And I feel like as long as you doing that to the right people, won't nobody fuck with you. It's when you stop
that's true.
doing what you're supposed to do. As long as we doing that
Well,
part and ain't really making it no war or nothing like that, they ain't gonna fuck with us.
but see, they going at that point they still gonna take advantage. They're gonna start extorting you.
No,
I think
no,
maybe
because
that's
you do it
that's
within
probably
the
what
house.
happened with.
As long as you paying your
That's probably what
taxes
happened with.
and you paying
Oh,
everything
okay.
like you supposed to pay, they can't fuck with you. What they
Nah,
gonna come after you for? As long as ain't nobody doing nothing illegal, you don't try to cut no corners. You do everything by their rules, because that's how you gotta play the game right now. We coming from
yeah,
nothing, so we have to
right,
play the game by their rules at this point until we get enough to where we can make our own rules and our own demands. But in the beginning, you still gonna have to play by their rules because they can shut you down at
yeah.
any time.
But I mean, kind of the thing with that, and I get what you're saying, and you're right. But the thing with that, they put you in that position to where you got to play their game by their rules because they know they can fuck you up or they can fuck you over by their rules. So you gotta do it so low key and quiet to where what I'm saying. I remember I was watching this interview Master P did about kind of how he got in the music industry and everything like that, and he was saying how by the time the music industry understood what he was doing, he was already too big. They couldn't stop it. So you got to be on
Exactly.
that type of time, and we got to be structured enough to get that off, quiet enough and structured enough at the same time. So
That's why I say it got to
it,
be done through the streets.
yeah, but the streets got a bunch of rats in it, and
You can't.
rats they talk.
You can't. You. Yeah,
Ain't that how dude? Ain't they got how dude died up in Chicago? What's his
but
name? I
see,
can't believe I
that's
forgot his
why.
name.
That's why you can't do it like you trying to hide it. No, we're not trying to hide it. You just disguise it. It's something
Yeah,
else.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
But what you prioritize on the back end is, you know what I'm saying. But
Right.
then
Yeah. Yeah.
what you show everybody is something else. Make
Yeah.
it by
I mean,
that.
yeah.
As long as you getting the money you need to fund it, that's all that matters.
Right.
They ain't got to
Yeah.
know about
And you
what
just
you.
said that before. You
Yeah,
just said that before, and you be making sense when you say that. So yeah, I'm with you on that. Like if you do it that the right way, it's it's possible. It's very possible. It's very
it's a
possible.
certain way you have to do it,
Yeah.
because nowadays they can't just assassinate you like they did Martin and Malcolm. You know what I'm saying?
You sure? You sure?
They can't just kill nobody. Them. Now what they do today? You
Man.
know what they do today? They'll have 73 women come out of 2003 talking about you put drugs in they shit. You know how they
Hey,
do it.
what's the difference? What's the difference?
But that's what I'm saying. But see, that can be beat. The problem with that situation is they not gonna cover you winning the same way they did in the beginning when they was accusing you. But as
At
long as
all.
so that's why I say
They,
it's gotta be done a certain way. It's gotta be
yeah. Super
you,
strategic. I feel you,
yeah,
bro. I
very,
feel you.
very,
It gotta be really on point. And
yeah.
I think, man, it's possible. And I'm with it, bro. I'm with the movement. I'm just trying to do my part, bro, with this business that I got now, the business ideas that I got going forward. Man, we gotta start employing each other and
Mhm.
we gotta start feeding each other, employing each other, and housing each other. If we can do those three things, bro, I feel like can't nothing really stop us. Even if we got to do it to where our people don't even know that they being helped out because we kind of
This
fucked up a
that's
little bit.
yeah. Sometimes it got to be like that. Make them
Real
think they
shit.
helping
So
themselves or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
or shit, don't tell them shit. They don't need to know a damn thing.
Mm-mm.
Like those ones that that's the struggle section of us. We can't really always include them. Those that have the mindset to do it, those are the ones that need the information. Everybody else, even if it's our own people, if they not there, we can't let them in on that because they're gonna be a liability.
Yeah,
That's how I feel.
I can see that. But you could also use them in a way too.
Yeah,
Once you find out,
they have a place. They have
yeah,
a place in the movement, but they got to be used as soldiers, like toy soldiers more so. You can't include them in all the inner workings of
yeah,
shit because you'll get ran into a situation with that.
yeah.
So because of what we're having to overcome, we can't go about it just kind of willy nilly like that. Is all I'm
So
saying. We gotta
do you think reparations will work? Would help?
not just a cash payout. No, I think it would have to be structured in a certain type of way, as like certain type of maybe benefits or grants. You know what I'm saying? Uh like farm, like farms and farm equipment and stuff like that. Like, but I don't think just a cash payout will gonna make a bit of difference. It's just gonna be a whole bunch of niggas with a bunch of shit at that point.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think nothing's gonna
Ain't
make a
nobody
difference.
gonna
I
do.
mean, I think, like I said, those who are like minded, we will get shit started. So
Hmm.
eventually, as we grow, those people who use it the right way, as we grow, things will grow and change, but it won't be nearly as drastic as it could be because the vast majority just gonna buy up some dumb shit and just give it right the fuck back. So I don't think just just cashing everybody out is gonna do nothing.
Have you ever noticed the only people that talk about reparations are the politicians and all the motherfuckers that know we ain't gonna get reparations? Have you ever heard somebody that's
Yeah.
in regular conversation start talking about reparations? All in at any point in your life, I have never heard no black people nowhere I've ever been talk about reparations. It's always the
Uh-uh.
politicians and some, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers like that.
Because they just use it to trigger emotions and cause a movement.
That's all
They
it's about.
benefit off of our movements of emotion. If we
But
get going about some shit, we can swing a pendulum this way or that way. So they use that and they know that.
yeah, we ain't gonna never get it. They already giving it out. But they know most black people today don't know that. You know what I'm saying? And so
Hmm.
they can still use that as a play. But they know damn well we ain't gonna never get that shit. And they know why. But
Yeah.
I don't think it would I don't even think that would help either because it ain't about the money. We make plenty of money. We make our own money
Make
now.
plenty of
We
money.
spend
Right.
plenty of
Make plenty
money.
of money.
It's about the
Hmm.
mindset. If we change our mindset, the money that we making now could change everything.
Exactly. That's my yeah. Exactly. So that a lump sum of money won't make a bit of difference because there's plenty of black people making money.
Yeah, it ain't about the
So
money. It's about the
that ain't
mindset,
gonna make no
learning
difference.
financial security, financial
And
literacy.
wanting to push generational wealth. We as black people, we
Yeah.
want our shine. We want to get our shine on. But no, like other groups of people, they forfeit their shine and let the next generation shine. And our people don't do that. Our people will take from the next generation so that we can shine now.
Yeah.
Putting 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 bills in kids' names and you know what I'm saying, all type of
Yeah.
shit, setting them up for failure before they even get started in life. You know what I'm saying? So spending child support money and you know what I'm saying, TANF money on weave and going out to kick it and just shit like that. So yeah, we gotta do better with shit like that, managing money and shit.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever gonna be a situation where it's ever the majority of us either. I don't think that's gonna be a such thing. We don't got we don't. We don't. We don't have that type of, like, I don't know how to put it. Like, we don't have that type of, like, I don't know how to put it. Like, we don't. We don't have that type of, like, I don't know how to put it. Like, we don't have that type of, like, I don't know how to put it. Like, we don't have that type of, like, I don't know how to put it. Like, we don't have that type of, like, I was watching this interview with this Jewish guy, and he was explaining uh how to use money is literally a part of their religion. Like it's strict rules when it comes to money in their religion. So fundamentally, they just go about everything different.
Right.
Black people don't have a foundation of managing money properly.
We wasn't
We were
taught.
never, we were literally never ever even taught about money. We were never even supposed to have money. Money was not meant for us to ever have.
Hey, we
So
didn't even know how to read. Only thing
literally
we was
against the law
allowed to
for us to
read was
read.
the Bible. That's it.
We weren't. I don't think we was allowed to read that. I don't think. I think it
That was
was
the only
maybe
thing we was allowed to read. Uh, was the
man.
Bible,
That shit
and that's
crazy.
because it talked about slaves obeying your masters.
Right. That's after they done already freaked the Bible out and took a bunch of shit out of it and all this other
Yeah,
shit. So yeah, yeah.
yeah. I seen this post, and it was talking about supporting black businesses shouldn't be
Mm.
felt like a charity. It should be used as a strategy. How do you feel about that?
That's yeah. That's a cold ass saying. That's what I mean. Is when I was just talking about the Jewish community and how they go about money. Like it's really structured and it's really used as a real tool to move forward. So
Hmm.
hell yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we talked about who was that, Wallow or something like that, from that podcast with Gilly,
Yeah, yeah,
$1 million
yeah,
worth of game. How
yeah.
he was kind of saying like don't expect black people to come buy your product just because you black. Like
I
I
didn't agree
disagree
with
with
that.
that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
disagree with that. I think you should. I think you should. And even if they do you bad, we got to get to a point where we're like, all right, take it back to them and be like, look, this is wrong, XYZ. I want to keep spending money with you because you my people. I want you to fix it though, so we can move forward and
Mhm.
maintain respect. We get so triggered about everything, and that communication be so poor. We want to jump off the deep end and
Right.
want to fight and do all this other shit, and we don't. We burn every bridge that we cross. So you know what I'm saying. We got to get a handle on that type of shit. But I think yeah, absolutely. Black business should be used as a strategy. We didn't talked about it before. Like at some point I I want to be able to really have an infrastructure in a whole city to where we really controlling and moving some shit. So I don't want to talk too much about it, but you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like just really
And
having
that's what be the thing. Like when we be talking about some of this stuff, I be really wanting to go in because I really got a plan on how to do all of this. I ain't trying to let it be known what the plan is. Because I be having people ask me that on TikTok. I made a video about us becoming our own nation, but I don't. A lot of people were saying that they might bomb us and like this, bomb us this, and that. But I'm like, nah, because if that was the case, they would have bombed Burkina Faso by now. They can't just bomb you like that no more.
I mean in America, that's a big difference between over there in
Ama-
Africa and here.
Why do you think there has never been a war on this land besides what they say the Civil War? But other than that, or I don't know if the British
That's
came
because
over.
nobody has attacked them. That's because nobody has attacked America over here
Why is that? They attack everywhere else in the
because
world.
they're afraid of the American military. The whole world is afraid of the American military. But if we get to kicking shit
Not
off here
everybody.
in mm, okay,
Not
maybe.
everybody. Not everybody.
I don't know. I just think here in their backyard where they can just stick the police on you, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough.
I
They've been
think it's
doing it
deeper than
for
that.
okay. What you mean?
I, I think this was the original sacred land, and they moved everything to Israel, Egypt, or whatever. I think they moved it.
You think so? Mm,
I believe that's
that's
why
tough.
this is
They
the
moved. They
this
moved
is the
what?
main.
What did?
America is the main business hub for everywhere in the world. Think about it. Why
Yeah,
did
that's
they
because
set
of
this
slavery.
country up like that? This is a country that's ran. It's more. It's really not even a country. It's a corporation when you think
Right.
about it.
I really feel like America is just the corporate is a it's just a branch off of the rest of the European countries. Like they're all
Nah,
connected.
but they
They
don't even
all
really run
have their
Europe like
own.
this.
That's why. That's what America's for. That's what I'm saying. Like they're connected, and it's like they use their thing. They use their business acumen, their all that as a strategy, just like we were just talking about. But theirs is on a global scale already. So America is just another derivative of British and England and all them over there anyway. So I don't. I think they all in cahoots, and they have their little back and forth spats or whatever like that. But overall, yeah, America is a strategically placed, developed land for the rest of the European countries. That's
Yeah,
what.
but
That's how I
I
feel.
believe it's a reason why they specifically made. I believe that's why I believe it was the sacred original sacred land that they was talking about
Well,
because they do
all of
not.
it was connected. So I think at some
You
point
talking about
we
it
were
with the
every.
what is that? Start with a P. What's the name of it?
Uh, yeah,
Pagion.
yeah.
Some Pagion.
Uh,
Is that it?
it's not
Pagion.
Pagion.
It's something with a
Um,
P.
yeah, yeah.
I can know
But yeah,
exactly.
from that point and just even after then,
Yeah.
like we was already moving through the world, so we had already tapped down other places and started building similar things. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We all came from the same place, so I don't know if they got to move and stuff because it's a lot of stuff that they wonder how it got constructed to begin with. They don't even know how it got where it's at now, much less them picking it up and moving it some damn where.
Nah,
So
they know. They
I
just
don't
make
think
you think they
modern.
don't know. They know
Well,
everything there
I think
is to
it's what
know
level
about
you get
this
to.
world. I can
I
guarantee
think
you.
it's I think it depends on what level you get to. It's a certain level of government that does, yeah, but I don't
That's what I'm
think
saying.
every level of government got all that information to do
No,
nothing
no.
with
Now, if you're talking about like the president, no, he not. I mean, he's just a puppet. He's just the face
it. Yeah,
for the country.
that's
But
what I'm saying.
the ones that he answered to, that's who know.
Yeah, 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 that's true. So I don't honestly, bro. With some of that, I think it's used for as distraction. Some of it,
Pangea,
like
Pangea. Yeah,
Pangea, that's what it was called.
I
But
know
yeah,
what
some
it is.
of it be a distraction, bro. Like yeah, that's cool that we was everywhere already and whatever, whatever. But where we at now? We got to focus on getting out the hole that
Yeah,
they didn't put us in now.
all that. I mean, that. Yeah, I feel all that. We was the first people of the land. I, all of that is cool and all, but it don't matter
Hmm.
in 2025 because we
At
ain't
all,
united
at all.
anyway. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we were united as a people and we were moving as a united front, then yeah, maybe that
Right.
that would mean something. But until that point,
Hmm.
it don't matter because we lasted everything else
We lasting everything,
except
everything.
sports and athletics. So shit, being the first people here
We
don't
we
mean
at the bottom. We at the bottom of that too because at the top of that is the owners and everybody else, and we ain't none of that.
yeah, but they don't have that without us. We just ain't
Okay, they don't
realized.
have
The
they don't have
NBA
nothing
players have
without us.
realized that. That's why they go about the way they do. NFL,
Yeah.
they still slave binded. I don't give a damn if they
They
get
real
mad
life
about that.
slaves. I be
Yeah,
telling everybody, man, take your kids out of that football shit. Like,
that shit ran
let
like
them play baseball or some shit. Yeah, that shit is a real slave auction and all that. I don't.
yeah, they
I
still had
like
an
playing
auction. They
football.
still that's what the combine is.
Yeah, real talk. Like I love playing football, shit like that. But as a profession, I be like I said, I try to tell all these black women with these little boys, man, don't risk because football is the most dangerous sport in America, and they get paid the least out of all the major sports. Soccer get paid more, baseball get paid more, basketball get paid
Well,
more.
baseball
They
get
be hot.
paid stupid money.
That's
Whew.
what I'm saying. And black kids is not in baseball at all. Why is that?
Because
You
they
know what I'm
that's
saying?
not the focus anymore in the hood. It's turned to basketball and football.
Right. So we got to
We
get
we
into.
used to play the
I'm
hell out of baseball.
yeah. I mean, but on some real shit, bro. I'm tired of just the black people in sports thing. It just period. We got to be more than just sports and entertainment. We've been saying that for a long time. That shit is over with. Fuck all that sports entertainment shit. Fuck that. Cheat your kids. Find you one of them little kids that talk good, got a smart ass little mouth, and raise him to be a politician.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we got to do something else other than teaching these little niggas to play basketball and football and shit. It got to be
Yeah.
something different
That's why
because
everything shifted towards the
that
black
shit's not
community.
working. That shit ain't working. Iverson and Jordan and LeBron and Shaq and yada yada yada.
They ain't got no
Where have
power.
we moved as a people?
There's no power
All them,
in that.
yeah, all these rich people, 100 million here and 200 million there and 50 million there, and we ain't got shit to show for it. Nothing as a group of people.
Because it's controlled by
So
somebody else.
exactly. So we got to get past all that sports shit. I don't even want to talk to nobody about they nobody being in no fucking sports. Like, yeah, it's cool to play, but if you can't even use all them millions and billions of dollars to do shit with it, I don't give a fuck. Like, I've really gotten to that point. Like, I think I'm really starting to become an old nigga now because I don't even give a fuck about some of that shit, bro. It's like when you take a step back and look globally what's going on,
Yeah.
man, some motherfucking sport. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm still watching my finals. I'm still watching this shit, but man, this shit's not important. That's all I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
we gotta focus on more important shit. Just as a just as a group of people, the conversations that we have, the shit that we get wrapped up on. It man, we gotta do better than that.
I seen this guy talking about this the next topic too. Being a black man in America. And it's kind of piggybacking off what you were just saying. So with that being said, how do you go about changing everything, but also still being a black man in America and having the systems against you, and you know what I'm saying, everything. So all the stereotypes and everything that you face and the obstacles, everything.
We
How do
gotta
you
work
feel?
on we got to work on building our own community. Black men got to get out of our feelings, the pride and the ego shit, to where we got to get it out the mud individually. We got to start being better at networking together as men. That's the only way. Like, that's the only way anything is ever gonna work. Like, we got to start being more structured as a group of men. We gotta we gotta go out our way to seek out those type of men who can be dependent on any on any level, and we got to start tapping in and really we got to create our own network and structure of everything from the ground up.
Hmm.
Everything. If somebody do this, trade them for that. Whatever it is, anything. Every black person should have. I won't say every black person. I take that back. But half of the black population should have a small business, and it should help other black people. Whatever it is, we all need shit. Find something that black people need and make it and build a business out of it. And hire black people specifically, like they do basically everywhere else. You don't see black people working in a Chinese restaurant.
No,
You don't see black people working in the gas station that's owned by the Middle Eastern dude. You don't see none of that ever.
everybody hire their
You
own
bet
people.
you bet not even go in there asking for no application to no Chinese restaurant. They gonna say what? They not even gonna speak English
You
to
get
you after
out of
that.
here.
Yeah, they're not even gonna speak English. So, man, we gotta. The only reason any other group has any type of privilege is because they created it for themselves. We just have to create that privilege for ourselves. We have to gain something. We have to help each other gain it, and then we have to keep trying to distribute and rebuild. But man, black people can be so selfish and self-centered with shit that soon as we think we got a leg up, we want to take it and run off.
Mhm.
So we just gotta, like I said, we gotta be better as men as far as networking and communicating. I
Yeah, I
think that's
think
the
that's
only
where
way
it
we gotta
starts.
even,
I think that's where it
yeah.
starts.
And I
Communication.
think stuff like this is important, like conversations like this. The more we can have them, you know what I'm saying? Like I said before, like we got to get to a point where, as a group of people, especially the men, because we'll go and knock some shit off. Women, they'll fight, argue, cool. But men will actually get to the point where we'll go take life. We got to get to a point where arguments can end with, I disagree, but I understand. I disagree, but I understand. I get it. I don't fuck with it, but I get it. Something. It can't always end in bitch ass nigga I kill you. It can't keep ending like that.
Yeah.
Every conversation can't end like that. So yeah, that's the only way. And the only way to get there is to start, grabbing these young dudes, get them when they in elementary school, start, put giving game to them. Whatever little kids you see, you ain't gotta know them, you ain't gotta know their mama, you ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying, none of that. See you with one of them little boys walking through the store or something like that, or walking down the block. You know what I'm saying? Like just make an impression on their life in a positive way, whatever it is, anything. Hey, little dude, what you got going on? Whatever. Hey, here's, I don't know, $10. If you can hold on to this $10 for a week, meet me right back here in a week. I'll give you another $10. Teach them how to save. Anything, bro. We just gotta work on being a community again and get away from that. Don't talk to my kid. You know what I'm saying? That's my child and all that different shit. That shit dead. That shit dead. I bet not hear no black woman say that shit. As much as they complain about the lack of leadership and black men ain't doing this and the boys, the daddies ain't around and all that shit. If I go address your child in the store because they tripping out, you better fall back and let me do that shit then. But they don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what do you do?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's it's about changing the mindset, and I keep saying that. That's got to be the main thing that we focus on is changing the way we look at it,
Yeah,
because that's the only way any of this is gonna change. We have to
yeah,
first change our mindset, and that
yeah.
starts
We
with
got
communication, proper communication, not just
proper
listening to
communication.
respond. You know what I'm saying? Listening to
Right.
understand, and that's the difference.
Understand what the other person is talking about, man. Understand it. Comprehension, bro. That's such a big issue in the black community too. Just comprehending what, like, have you ever been talking to somebody and you feel like you're talking about something real deep? Like, you know what I'm saying? Something important. And they just hit you with a blank ass look and like they
Yeah,
don't know what the fuck is going on.
they
Wow.
done zoned out and didn't hear shit you were
You
saying.
know what I'm saying? Like, don't know what the fuck. And it'd be like deflating the whole conversation. You don't even want to talk no damn more.
Yeah,
But we gotta start, man, we just gotta start working on these young kids, bro. Fuck these grown ass people. Fuck these
yeah,
grown people. Everybody who has the mind to benefit your community and be a pillar in your community, grab one of them little heathen ass little boys, and teach them something, anything,
right.
something. Be a positive influence in some way, shape, form, or fashion. It don't hurt to do that. And that's the only way we gonna ever, because if the young people feel like they can't ever depend on the old people, they don't fuck with the old people. Our generation went through that. The older
Yeah,
generation before us did wasn't on shit. They
yeah.
ran us into the gutter with
They
that
didn't
gang,
know
with the
shit
hood
though.
shit, the gang
Like our
bang shit, all
grandparents,
that.
they didn't know shit. You know what I'm saying? Now that we done got older and realized what things really are, and you look
Yeah.
back and like I interviewed my great grandmother. She just died like in 2018. She was 97, I believe, when she passed.
RP to her, bro. That's, man. We got to get back to talking to them old people, bro. We don't talk to them as much. We don't talk to them
Bro,
nearly as much as we should.
I was thinking about having a like a guest segment called Words from the Wise, right? And that and
Ooh,
have nothing but like the older generation come on and talk about, just whatever they want to talk about, but keep that history
yeah,
alive because it's dying off. And if
yeah.
somebody don't be there to, keep it going, we ain't gonna have it. And after a while, it's
It's
gonna be,
on us.
yeah,
It's on us now. So
it's
we
our
gotta, we
generation. They gotta
gotta,
keep it going.
yeah, we gotta do stuff like this. Like, because so many grandmas ain't shit now. I'm sorry to say it. So many grandpas ain't shit now. We
Yeah.
gotta get. We
Now
gotta have
everybody
that
want to be
community.
young.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be young. It's 50, 60-year-old women on online shaking ass. What you doing?
Man, this shit
You
crap.
supposed to have a gown somewhere, a moo in the. You know what I'm saying? Go make some coffee or some shit.
Yeah,
Snap some
so
peas. You know what I'm saying? Like,
supposed to be
but
showing
yeah,
these young ladies how to be a woman, a lady.
that's right, right. So we gotta use this internet to build a real community. Like, so this grandma over here can be everybody grandma through this internet shit. You
Yeah.
just talking. So yeah, I think, man, I think that's a dope idea to get some. get some people in their 70s and their 80s if they want to get on here and just talk. We just need to just shut up and listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
So
You never know what they'll say or what we can learn.
they would they was better off than we are right now. That was a long ass time ago. We ain't got nowhere. They made all the progress and we ain't did shit since then.
Ain't did shit to keep it going. We went backwards.
Nothing.
And that's the
We went
problem.
backwards.
And
Yeah, we just bought a bunch of shit.
speaking of that, I saw this article. I think it was the New York Post, where it said 58% of single women own homes and only 42% of single men own homes. And
Uh huh.
that hold on, it's buffering. I don't know why I started doing that. Okay, so it says that they own about 2.72 million more homes than men. I believe that's done strategically, in my opinion. And
Oh.
this is the New York Post, an article from the New York Post. You know, you gotta.
Mhm.
I read somewhere that you gotta say that when you read their articles, get them to.
Yeah, yeah. You got to give them their credit on that. That's
Yeah,
real
yeah, yeah.
journalism, bro. Yeah. Most people don't really be on that, but that's real journalism. But yeah. I mean, we all knew that. Like, and it's no disrespect to the ladies, you know what I'm saying? But they've been used as pawns, as as government agents type shit ever since the whole Section 8 food stamp, all that. So I mean, they do that on purpose. Like you, it ain't their fault, but yeah, that's how it go. I mean, our culture more than anything, our culture fucks up the boys and pushes the women to do the more provi- providing and attaining worldly assets. That's usually the man's job, but more women are doing it in our community because the men, it's been so many potholes and traps set out, and they push them to do it. Like, think about this. Think about on average in a black home. We just gonna take out anybody else in a single mother black home. The little boy gets coddled. He gets protected from everything. He don't have to do shit. And the little girl is told she better go out and work hard and don't need no man for nothing.
Hmm.
Complete opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not you know what I'm saying. So if that's how you're raised from a child, I don't what you expecting when they get grown. The women is gonna be hustling hard, having kids, getting the benefits from having said kids. Not that it's necessarily their fault, but they getting the added benefits of having kids. They get that extra money every tax time, and you know what I'm saying, all this other shit. Like I just said, the government assistance and everything else. So of course they're gonna be pushed to do better financially. But the thing with women, just by default, they're not the ones who seeks to to gain assets and resources to distribute. They don't do that. That's not their thing. When a woman gets resources, it's her and maybe her kids, and everybody else need to back the fuck up,
Mm-hmm.
especially a man. You know what I'm saying? So uh yeah, that was done on purpose.
Yeah, I believe so. And
Yeah.
it just shows the difference in the mindset. Women today are more responsible than most men. In
They
my
they're taught, they're trained to be like
They are.
like
And men are trying to
women
be
don't.
more reckless, more.
They trained to be deadbeats. They mama gonna do everything for them. Every girlfriend I done had who had kids, especially little boys, I had to have a conversation with them. Stop babying this little nigga. He gonna be a bitch ass nigga when he grow up.
Yeah.
And almost every time that's what end up happening. They don't gotta do shit. They dress them up all cute all the damn time and don't make them go outside and fight or do nothing. You know how many dudes I seen mama go out there and try to fight with them and for them? Man, come on, bro. Get the fuck
Yeah,
out
I've
of here.
seen that before. Ain't no way in hell. It
Yeah, like
says
mama, you better get your ass on.
single women control 13%, 13.1% of owner occupied homes compared to 9.83% for single men.
Yeah,
And that gap is growing, is what it said, because this was
yeah,
but in 2023 when this census was done.
yeah. I mean.
This is sad.
It's pathetic, bro.
So I could just if that's the national numbers, I could just imagine what it is within the black community.
Right. The hood, it's terrible. It's terrible in the hood.
And that's what I
So
wanted to get to. Like that, with that being that way nationally, we know that's how it is in the black community. I mean, it's probably even worse than that. How do we
right.
change that? How do we get the men to start focusing more on being more responsible, being more dependable?
That's what I was saying about you got to get them young. You can't
Mhm.
try to get them when they 17, 18 years old and they out here wild already. You got to get them right now. Them little kids that's in first, second, third grade right now. Everybody know a little boy in the first, second, third, fourth, fifth grade right now. Go seek those little kids out and start teaching them right now everything you know, everything financially, everything you can possibly give them.
Mhm.
That's the only way it's gonna change. You got to target them because the little niggas who's pissed off at their mama, daddy, and taking it out on the world, it's too late for them. As far as right now in this moment, they're not gonna listen to that. They got to go through some hard life shit before they get that to that point. You got to get them when they're young and they impressionable and they listen to everything you say. You know what I'm saying? You ever randomly seen a little kid and you tell them to do something, they just default do that shit?
Yeah,
Like that cuts off after a while. So you got to get them when they're young and then ingrain the right shit. And that's how. Like I take that as a responsibility. Any young dude I see, I don't care what it is. I don't care if I'm at uh Dollar Tree getting some motherfucking Fabuloso or something like that. If I see a young black dude behind the counter, anything, any type of financial tip, bro, look into stocks, anything. What you
yeah,
know about, real estate, any
yeah.
little nugget I can give them to spark something in their mind, and maybe at some point later on something will click or whatever the case. I don't fucking know, bro. I just know we got to do something. We got to try. So,
I think there's a
yeah,
lot
that's
more that's willing to listen than we think.
yeah. At this point, yeah, now because at this point they seek it. Some of them are seeking the guidance
Yeah,
because it's been so bad for so long.
yeah.
So
They
maybe
they see that they mama didn't teach them the right way, and they looking for somebody that can. But you have to be on your shit. You know what I'm saying?
right, right,
They ain't gonna
right.
just listen to anybody on the payroll. Uh, but with that being said, and women having such a higher rating, do you think within the black community, that independent, strong black woman trope is killing real black women or hurting?
You know it too. They've been saying it. That shit over with. Stop that shit. Stop that
I
whole
wonder if a
narrative of
lot of them would
strong.
use it if they knew where it actually came from. If they knew that's what they used to say about their ass at the slave auctions, would they still call themselves that shit?
Maybe it might not even matter to some of them. I don't. I don't know
Yeah, because they still call themselves a
because
nigga.
we'll call each other damn near anything, bro. It's
Mhm.
sad, but I don't think it would matter because people tend to twist and create their own definitions of
Definition of
shit.
it, yeah.
Like I be having to pick people's conversations apart. Like people be mad at me sometimes because I'll pick your conversation apart because I'll ask you what you mean about every little thing because people will say something and mean something completely different and the
Yeah.
whole conversation go left because you meant something and said something else. And I interpret it as this, but you meant that. So again, back to the communication part of it. But yeah, we gotta get better at that
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That
agree.
whole strong, independent black woman shit, let that go, bro.
Because who are
Y'all
you
ain't getting
independent
nothing.
from? The
Right.
only person you
You ain't
claiming to be independent from is the black man. That's it.
right, that you claim you won't. You ain't independent from that fucking government that been fucking us over.
Shit.
So
No. So
so
that's what I
yeah,
never
shit,
got
you
with
ain't
that
no
whole.
fucking
That's what I
independent.
never understood with that whole statement. Like, I'm independent. Well, who are you
Man,
independent from?
they stole that from them white women and
That
they
white
got
women
looped into
gave
that
that to
shit
them
with them
during that
white
whole
women.
women's rights movement shit.
Right, they got looped into that shit and they got made a fucking fool of. You know what I noticed though, bro? This is just some funny shit. And this is no disrespect to women, but y'all wow, bro. Just as a group, this ain't got nothing to do with no color shit. Just as a group of people, you notice that white women and black women are literally arguing about the exact opposite shit in the same country. White
That's
women are
all I'm saying.
complaining that white men have too much power and too much control, and they want to do this, that, and the third. And they had this whole march to work and vote and do whatever they wanted to do. And then black women is on the other end, somehow still gets looped into this shit, and they complaining about black men not doing enough, how
Mm,
we not leaders, and how we not this, that, and the third. Like they literally arguing the exact opposite together. Ain't that some crazy shit,
yeah,
bro? How do
yeah.
only they can get that shit off doing that? Like you literally arguing the exact opposite thing at the exact same time together. What? What do
It's
you mean?
always like that.
This is something to complain about, bro. Like what the fuck is going on, bro?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand a lot of the mentality that goes on today, like with our black women. I don't get how they think now. They the thinking is just so fucked up with some of them. It's crazy.
They don't have to live in the same reality we do. So we're not gonna understand their
Nah, they get to
perspective.
live in that false reality. That was shit. We don't.
Right. But I mean, it's a double edged sword for both of us. Like we don't get to live
Mhm.
that reality, but they do. But that hurts them, which in turn hurts us because we're responsible for them, technically. And
And
so if we got to be,
I think that's what's become the problem today. Black men, the way that they are now and the way that they act and do all and carry on and all of that, black men are tired of being held responsible for them. And I think that's what the problem has become.
damn, bro. Well, I will say this, just a little bit of pushback. It's like, yeah,
Who
we
is
tired of it,
Mibato?
but it's only
Mibato. What's up?
because I, it's because that they got put in that we got put in these positions.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's on them to know and understand that, but it's like at the same time in real time when you don't have to live in that same reality and you don't have to see that same perspective, you just not gonna understand it. So for them, they like, what's the problem? What y'all complaining about? And we
Right.
like, you just don't understand and we can't explain it to you because you're a woman. And we all know, as much as we want to keep it real with them and keep it 1,000. They just can't wrap their minds around the shit that we really deal with, and we really have to the uphill battle as far as the community. Like black women can boost themselves up with no problem, but they have no sense of boosting the community up. Like,
Right.
what is their responsibility to the community? And I don't ever see that. So that's the tough part.
Yeah. Who says hi? Who is Mibato? What they say? My
Oh God.
Mibato. What's up, bro?
Me bot me bottle. I don't know. I don't know what
Yeah,
he
I
talking
don't
about
know.
though.
I don't know. He
Do it
says
for me, please. Do what? What you talking about, man?
say hi to him.
I don't know.
Yeah. Uh I got this. I had seen this earlier. This kind of tripped me out. So look, a, a Popeyes employee in North Carolina allegedly shot a coworker during a May 11th shift following an argument. Popeyes manager shot his coworker, his employee. Rodney Wood has been arrested. He's 22. They got into an argument over some burnt biscuits. And now he's charged with attempted first degree murder and assault with a deadly weapon.
Now look, hold on, bro. Because I can remember being young, bro, and our generation, I remember the first kind of crazy shit our generation started doing was knocking niggas off over Jordans. You know, them
Yeah.
releases that would come out, niggas would start getting shot over Jordans. But biscuits, my nigga,
Yeah, that's what
biscuits.
it's like. Come on, man.
This
And
what I'm
y'all at
talking
work.
about. This what I'm talking about. This is what I'm saying. Whatever it was, it never be that deep. It just be two niggas in their feelings and they can't figure out how to do shit else but crash
Yep.
the fuck out.
Pride.
Like, oh, there's no reason under the sun that two grown men should be arguing and killing each other over Popeye's biscuits, bro. What are we talking about?
Yeah, that's
That's the most insane shit.
and
But
now he probably finna lose his life. You know what I'm saying? He already done killed the other, or shot him. I don't think he died. I think he just shot the dude because it said attempted first degree murder. But still, they finna go sit his ass down.
toast, bro. He is toast. He over. He that's yeah. We'll see
Yeah,
him in maybe 15, 20 years, maybe if he get lucky.
maybe.
That's over with. But yeah, man, we gotta get to the whatever they was arguing about with these fucking biscuits. If it could have got to the point of I disagree, but I understand. Conversation over. Go your way, go my way. It's done. We as black men, bro,
Or at least fire
we
him.
gotta
You
get
know what I'm
better.
saying? You the manager. Fire him instead of you pulling your gun. Why you got? Matter of fact, you.
Well, as a manager, why you got a pistol at work, bro?
That's what I was just
If
about
you're
to
a
say.
manager at Popeyes, bro, why you toting a pistol at work? You trapping at a Popeyes? What the fuck, bro? That's what I mean. What you got a gun for in Popeyes?
Right.
What you just to use it on one of your employees?
That I mean, it could,
Come
what
on,
else
bro.
could it? What are you taking a gun with you to work for? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it that
Right.
serious that you beefing with somebody at work and you the
Black
manager? So
men
you running the show and you
black
need a
men
weapon.
gotta do better with their fucking emotions, man.
That's the
Black men
problem.
and their emotions.
That has
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
has become the major enemy of the black man is his emotions and his pride.
His emotions. Uh-huh. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. More than anything else. More than anything else.
Yep.
Yep.
Um. A father is getting backlash for rescuing his 9-year-old daughter from her flooded school in Maryland on Tuesday because rescuers were unable to get all the children to safety in a timely manner. So while they were taking the kids out slowly, he went in and got his daughter before the building collapsed or be washed away.
Yeah.
Um, some are saying he risked both of their lives as the flood could have turned deadly for both. Others saying he's father of the year. Look
What the
here,
fuck are
man.
we talking about?
Look here, man. I don't even know who the hell saying the if my kid in there, just like that school shooting where the one I think it was here in Dallas, and the father went in there when the police wouldn't go in there, he went in there and got his kid out and shot them up. That's
Hmm.
me. Nigga, I don't give a
Yeah.
I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. But if my
None of that
daughter is
shit.
trapped in this school and y'all talking about y'all ain't go, I don't care if I can't swim. I'm gonna find a life jacket or something and get in that bitch. I'm gonna float
Something.
some kind of way. But I'm going in
Yeah,
there to get
yeah.
mine. I don't understand
Right.
why, like people is weird as fuck these days. Talking about he could have
Bro,
risked both of their lives. So what if he wouldn't have
well,
did
her
nothing?
life was already at risk. Her
Right.
life was already at risk. So him as a father, what bigger purpose do you have in life? Like fuck a job, fuck goals, fuck aspirations, like in just humanity. If you don't got none of this shit, if it wasn't no such thing as no fucking civilization, your main duty is to protect your child.
Hell yeah.
Bro, get the fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck about none of no dumb shit like that, bro. You ain't gonna tell me I can't go get my child out this school and it's flooding. What the
Man, ain't no way. It wouldn't have been enough people out there to stop me.
right? What are we talking about?
I don't
What are
even
we
that's
talking
I'll be
about,
like I saw that this shit was trending. I'm like, people are really crazy, like giving this man a hard time for going in there and saving his own daughter. They got to
man?
be
It's the
crazy as
Matrix,
fuck.
bro. This the Matrix, bro. I
I
just be
don't
seeing just some of the, I've just noticed it more and more often, bro. Just start paying attention to your surroundings. Just some of the just insane shit that people do and say. It's like, ain't no way you a real person talking like that and doing some shit like that. Like you don't have a real brain. Like somebody programmed you to do that. There's
yeah.
no way you came up with that in your own head.
Yeah.
So, mhm.
Nah, that I don't know. Um, I had also saw where somebody was talking about. So you know, black terms we've had some lately, but the more important ones that have been hijacked lately have been the woke and the black
Mm-hmm.
fatigue. See, a lot of people don't know where the
Uh-huh.
real black fatigue term came from. It was actually a book that this black lady wrote about
Yeah.
black. Matter of fact, hold on, let me pull it up.
I'm Millie Rock on Diddy Block. That's funny.
Who is that? Oh,
Brand Start.
I don't know.
Okay, you must fuck
What was you doing
with
on Diddy
Game
Block?
of Thrones.
Millie rocking
Right.
the
Brand
book.
Start. I fuck with that name though. I fuck with Game of Thrones real heavy. Dude is an artist
Ah,
from
okay.
Nigeria. Okay, that's what's up.
So the real Black Fatigue is a book, and it's called Black Fatigue: How Racism Erodes the Mind, Body, and Spirit. See, it's really talking about racism. That's why they
Right.
done took it and turned it into something else. Just like when we was talking about woke, we were talking about
Hmm.
our people waking up and you know what I'm saying, learning
Hmm.
knowledge,
Right.
gaining wisdom. They
Opening
took
that
that.
third eye
Yeah,
type shit. That's what it started. But then yeah, it always get hijacked. It always get hijacked. Always. Black lives matter. All lives matter. That's not what the fuck we was talking about though. You know what I'm saying? Like the same thing with the woke thing. Now all of a
yeah,
sudden, I don't even know when that shifted into white people even knowing what the fuck that even mean. Like what is I don't even know what they turned that into. What is that? What does woke mean to them now? Is that the gay shit?
yeah,
The
yeah.
the
That's what they
LV,
say.
all that other
Anything
shit?
that's gay or I noticed with Marvel when they switch the characters from white to black, they say, "Oh, that's that woke shit." Or if they add a gay character to something that wasn't gay in the comics, that's woke shit.
Yeah.
That's you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's one of the two that, but they use it for that. But that ain't what the original meaning of the term was.
Right,
As
right,
with black fatigue, as we see, is
right.
but you know they didn't want that to be out about this book. But y'all can go check
Hmm.
the book out. It's on Amazon. I'm gonna go on and promote it while I'm talking about it. It's a
Yeah.
book. Let me see who the author is. Mary Frances Winters. She's a black lady.
Hmm.
Mary Frances Winters. Black fatigue. I definitely got to
Yeah.
get that and see what it's talking about.
Yeah. I mean, as a people, we know what that means just by the
Yeah.
name of it. We just tired of that shit overall. But yeah, everything get hijacked, bro. That should be so annoying because
Mhm.
then it's like a movement that we and they do. I feel like they really do it on purpose, like to dead the movement that we be having. But because they know once we get a movement going, whatever it is, if they don't divert it, it's gonna go against them. So
That boy Mibado is trying his best. Now he done repeated what
yeah,
this dude here.
yeah,
What's
he's just
up,
trying to
man?
get some
You
attention.
all over the chat. What's up, Mibado? I see you say you an artist. What
Yeah,
you know who XX?
he
Yeah, we
he
know who he
gone, bro.
was.
He been
We ain't
gone
that
for some
old.
years, bro. Yeah, but he been gone for some years. I hope you know that over there. So
Yeah, we know what happened to it. We know they say allegedly who was involved with
yeah.
him. You know who that was, right?
Hmm.
But
Mm.
it's just crazy to see that black fatigue all over social media now, but the way that they using it or trying to use it is not the original way that it was used as usual.
Right,
But why
right,
do you think they do
man.
that? Why do you think they hijack our shit? Why do you think they love to steal everything from us?
I think it's two things. I think number one, they want to feel a part of something,
Mm.
and also once the people who want to feel a part of something get going, the people who have the power of the manipulation use it as a distraction away from the original cause.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
both things
Yeah.
both things always happen. The they take the meaning of it and start trying to involve themselves, and then the powers that be that catch on to it from them saying it, they look at where it stems from and say, "Oh, that has to stop. Let's push this one and make it as loud as possible so we can dead that shit." And
Yeah.
that's how I think it happens every single time. I think it's a plan every single time, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
They set them traps out. They set out as many traps as they possibly can.
Yeah.
Like we gonna fall for one or the other one. Like if you shake that one, you going right into another one. Like that's what I'm saying. It's such an uphill battle, bro. I don't. Man, that should be tough.
Yeah. I agree.
That should really be tough.
It's tough, and it's designed to make us quit before we really get started.
Yeah,
And that's how
yeah.
a lot of nothing happens. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because by the time
Uh-huh.
we finally get to that point to where it might break, we quit right before then.
Hmm. Hmm. We've been conditioned to do that. We've
Yeah.
been conditioned to do all the steps
Yeah.
until it get right there, and then it's like, you know what I'm saying? We get meet with the worst brute force, and then it's just okay. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
what can you do if you know you're gonna get smacked? What you gonna do?
Yeah.
If you stand for something, you know you're gonna get smacked, and you know everybody ain't gonna have your back. That you know everybody ain't gonna crash out for you. Everybody just gonna go on with life regularly. So you did it for no reason. That's why don't nobody want to start off and do shit.
Mhm.
So I don't know. We got to get better at that. We got to find a way to really, I don't know, gain some ground before it gets loud. I don't know how to do that exactly, but that's what has to happen. It got to get so big underground, like on some underground railroad shit, like on some, you got to put the medicine in the candy, maybe of music or some type of secret code or like, you
Like
know what I'm saying? Like
like
it
they
has
used
to
to, the
be
way they
hidden
did,
in
speaking of
plain
the
sight.
Underground Railroad, the way they did that, that's where braids and cornrows came from. Well, not came from because it actually originated before that. But the slaves would use that as maps, and they would draw maps out, and that's how they
Word,
would know
okay.
where to go and shit like that. Yeah, that's when I saw
Yeah.
that, I was like,
I
damn.
heard they did that with song too. You know how they would break out in them hymns and all that. I
Yeah,
heard they use that. They use that as well. So we got to start getting back to that part. You know what I'm saying? The slaves back then was smart enough to know again because it was so in their face.
yeah,
They was like, we gotta keep it super hush, keep it super cold, quiet, and it was still motherfuckers that was fucking it up. So
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We got to get to the point where we understand and they didn't made us so comfortable that we don't even think like that for real no more. But we got to get to a point where we got some type of network to where we have something that helps us communicate without it being so mainstream and loud and
yeah,
obvious.
yeah,
So it's a whole lot of work we got to put in, but we at least got to start having the conversation.
yeah. At least get the conversation going. Now,
Yeah.
where it go from there, that's up to the people.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think that's a good idea to try to leave it up to the people.
You
People are
really
to
don't
be
have a
led.
choice. No, I mean, you
Mm-mm.
start it and you lead it, but then the word of mouth has to. That's the only way it's gonna spread the way it need to. You know what I'm saying? Because just doing social media, like, look, we got 17,000 followers, and it only be like 30, 40 people in here. That's what I don't understand about YouTube. Why is it
Yeah.
that you can have so many followers, but not everybody see your live or see your videos, the algorithm? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But like with TikTok,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, algorithm
it's
shit is
like
crazy.
20 some thousand over there, right? And if I go live over there, all of them gonna see it. They're gonna see it. Now,
Yeah,
some, but mostly with social media, everybody not on at the same time. So you have to rely on word of mouth to some extent when it comes to situations like that. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah.
that's how really a lot of this shit spreads around the community. But it's a way to do it. It's a way we gotta do everything.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right, right.
All
We
right,
gotta.
see.
The
Go
very
ahead.
first step is that communication. That's all I'm saying. Just
Yeah,
that very
that's
first
it.
step is learning
I
how to
agree.
communicate.
I agree. And we can't be scared to have these conversations. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
We gotta be comfortable with having uncomfortable conversations,
we have to be.
and then it has to end with even if you don't agree, I understand. and
I
leaving it
understand where
alone.
you coming from.
We don't have to beef out. We don't have to crash out just
Hmm.
because somebody don't agree with what we talking about, bro.
Once
We
we
don't have
get
to
to
do
that
that
point,
crazy shit.
that's the only that I think once we get to that point, we'll start seeing
Hmm.
real change within the community.
Absolutely. I think if that type of thing catches a wave to where it's popular or trendy, like you were saying, like make it a movement,
Hmm.
communicating effectively. Oh man, I think that can catch fire so quick and spread so fast that it could really move the needle. But it's that initial spark. How do you get it to spark and really start to spread?
Yeah.
That'd be the challenge.
All right, E. We gonna time for our next segment, and
Oh
this
yeah,
is Pass the Aux. Before we get to this, y'all go subscribe. It should be at least it's 17 people in here. Why we don't have 17 likes on this? This should be at least 17 likes. Y'all like this?
yeah.
Go
Let's
subscribe to
get
the
the
channel
likes
if you're
up and
not
all that.
subscribed. Go follow us after the show. Not yet. But this is Pass the Aux. And we got a good one for you this time. We're gonna do Joe
Yeah.
versus Genuine. Now, some of y'all might, it depend on how old you are. You might not know some of these, some of these songs. But if you're around our age, you gonna know these songs. These gonna hit
Yeah,
you.
you know what's up if you are our age. Yeah, for sure.
All right. So the first one we got, I wanna know, Joe. I wanna know
Hmm.
versus
Hmm.
Genuine in those jeans. What y'all think, chat?
Oh yeah, chat, get in here and chime in for us.
I can't do the
Man,
pose yet.
that's
I tried that. I was trying to test it earlier, but
okay, okay,
I'll
okay.
start putting a pose
Um,
after a while.
man, I gotta go with me
That's a
personally. I
tough.
gotta go with Joe.
Ooh. Let me see. Let
I
me
go.
see.
And those jeans was one of Genuine's more recent. That wasn't a part of his major classic. That wasn't one of the classic ones. It was big, but it was later
He
on.
was
That wasn't
still.
his real.
I mean, it was what his second or third album.
Yeah, was it? Man,
Yeah,
something like that.
'cause he ain't come out with many. Cause his
It
first
wasn't.
one,
It
his
wasn't
first album is the one that had all the damn hits on it.
right. It wasn't the pony, era, but it was, it
The
was all
Pony
right.
was his very first song.
Yeah, it wasn't
But
during that time period though. Yeah,
so you say Joe? I don't know. Let me see. I want to know. Ooh,
man,
that's a
that's a
tough one.
man. That boy, that get the panties smooth off. I want to know,
Ooh,
man. Look,
I want to
that
know what
that
turns
that's a
you
cold
on.
piece of work right
Mm.
there, bro. I don't know.
In
Look,
those jeans,
she know
though,
what's up.
hey, I mean, it's direct, straight to the point. I'm telling you where I'm trying to make some room for you.
Nah,
That's all I
in
need.
them jeans is in
Ooh,
them
I
jeans
gotta
is
go
not
with
a
Joe
R
too,
and
though.
B. It's not a classic. In them jeans is not an R&B. It's
I
more of
don't
a
know.
it's a more poppy mainstream type of catchy song.
I,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's not a '90s R&B classic though. It ain't like a Joe. I wanna. Man, no. I'm sorry. No.
It's for his time period. I mean, he can't. He didn't. But you got to think, Genuine didn't come out when Joe came out. Joe was already out,
True, but they was close enough in the same. When Pony came out, Joe was still pretty fresh. He wasn't no
but he was on
veteran
his.
for
He
real.
was on his back end because Joe really didn't have too many albums either. He had about three,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
But
That I,
them '90s R&B artists, they got fucked over real bad. So
yeah,
most of
they
them
did.
only had a couple albums that came out anyway. So, but yeah, I still got to go with Joe on that one. I fuck with Genuine, but that song versus the Joe,
We we
that's
got
that's a that's a heavy hitter.
all the things your man won't do, and you know
Mhm.
that one was that was a
Yeah, that's one of the ones, bro.
and Pony now Genuine Pony.
You know
Bro,
that's what it is. You know that, right? You know that's what it is, right?
when that nigga came with Pony, boy, I mean, every time we had a house party, it was jumping once you played that one. She say, Joe,
Joe,
what?
oh
All the
no,
things
hell
over
no.
Pony? What?
Pony? We
Ooh.
gonna let you try that again. We gonna let you
Ooh.
try that again.
All the
Cause
things your
nah,
man won't
nah.
do.
Mm-mm.
I don't know, man. Ooh, it was just
That that get the panties right off too. Man,
yeah,
no.
because you know he's talking about straight handling business.
Straight to business. What? Come on now.
Ooh, she say Joe. Okay, we got Joe. The love scene. That motherfucker was.
Let's make a love scene. That's it. Well, I don't know what's coming next, but that's a heavy favorite for me right now. That's one of
You
my
got
favorites.
genuine, so anxious.
Ah, damn, that's a good one. That's a
So
tough one.
anxious. Meet me at
Yeah.
11:30. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. Love it when you
I love
talking.
it when you're
Yeah.
talking dirty. I don't know, man.
Oh boy, that's tough, bro.
That
Hold
is
on,
a
give me a
tough
second.
one.
Damn it. Hold on. I gotta think about that one, bro. Shit.
You say Chico with genuine on that one. Oh, so anxious.
Yeah, I really don't think it's a wrong answer for real, for real.
Out of
Between them
those
two
two,
is yeah, I don't think it's really no wrong answer.
that's a tough
But
one. Love scene
I,
though, that breakdown in that one. Ooh.
yeah, I gotta go with love scene. I gotta go with love
I
scene.
don't know. Yeah.
I gotta go with love
Ooh.
scene on that one. Anxious is close, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Joe on that one. I gotta go Joe.
Mm, I might
Yep,
have to agree
I'm
with
sticking to it.
Marissa on this one. I might go so anxious because
With the
man,
anxious, well,
ooh,
again, I don't think it's a wrong answer with that one.
because
So
what
it's cool.
what he say? Said as soon as you hit the door, I'ma put you down on the floor. Hey, boy, no,
Man, look,
hell no, I got to go with so anxious, boy. But hey,
that's
before you
cool.
get to
That's
touch
cool,
the
but
bed,
yeah, yeah, that's tough. You can't. It's no wrong answer to that one. So
that's a good
we'll
one.
we'll just take that one. We'll just take that
That's a
one as a
good one. That's
split.
a
That's
good one.
cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
we got More and More by Joe. More
Mm,
and
mm,
More.
mm, mm-hmm.
That one jam. That one jam. And you got
That's what.
Genuine, same OG. Same OG. Remember that one?
Oh
That
yeah,
dude.
that's one of my favorite genuine songs. Now, okay,
You
my
say
answer
Joe.
is gonna be two part. My answer is gonna be a two
More and
part.
more over same OG.
More and more is a better song. It's a bigger song and it's a better song. But personally, I'm going with that genuine because I that one
Mm.
that same OG is my shit. So I got to go with that one. That's personally my shit. That gets personal. I seek that song out
Ooh.
in the playlist to get
That
that one cracking. So
that
yeah,
that's a tough
yeah,
one. I for me, More and More is one of my least liked songs of Joe's, which is crazy. That's one of the least like, but that one, I mean, I like it, but not like the other ones.
yeah, yeah.
I
I
wouldn't
get
rank
what
it.
you're saying.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with same OG on that one. I gotta go with that one.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
a good
like
one.
More and More. We got Stutter. That one featured Mystical.
Yeah, yeah.
Then you
Mystical track.
got
Yeah.
None of Your Friends Business from Genuine. It ain't none of your friends' business.
Friends
Oh, I gotta go
business
with
ain't
that one.
none of your friends
I don't
business.
know that
Yeah, yeah.
stutter. I don't because Mystical went off on that stutter, and that was back when No Limit was still jumping back then.
No Limit was big. Mystical was big. Yeah, that was
He came with that boot camp click and all that shit back then. Like shit, Mystical, and I think that's after he had made Shake Your Ass, right? Or he made Shake Your Ass after this
right
feature.
around that same time period.
Yeah,
Right, it was like right
say
after.
Genuine. Yeah,
Maybe it was like tailing off from him being with No Limit. Like it was toward the
yeah.
back of a run, and he was kind of doing solo stuff.
He was doing his
But
own thing at that point. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But
That one, and that was another. That
mm,
one was number one for a while too. That stutter,
yeah. Yeah,
stutter,
it
stutter.
was real popular. Yeah, it was real popular. But yeah, I'm gonna go with that genuine though. That
Yeah, me
genuine
too.
was yeah,
That
that
gen,
genuine was tough.
ooh, that none of your friends' business still got
It
relevance
still
to this
ring.
day.
It still ring. Yeah, yeah,
Still relevant.
yeah. I
We
even
got
listened to the what's the interlude before it when she called him and was going off on him and shit like that. He was like, wait a
yeah.
minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. And he was like, he was like, you know damn well what I'm talking about. He's like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, slow that shit down, talking to me crazy. But yeah, that shit is funny. Yeah, I fuck with that song. I like that shit. Yeah. So yeah, I gotta go with the genuine on that one. For sure.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say none of your friends' business on that one.
Yeah,
We got last one. If I was your man, Joe, you know that one is that's a
yeah,
classic.
yeah, yeah, for sure. That yeah, that's a.
And we got all night, all day, genuine. Ooh.
I'm gonna go with Joe. I'm going with Joe. I'm going with Joe. I just like that song a little better. I'm going with Joe.
uh,
Man,
all
quiet
night,
as
all
kept.
day.
When you first told me who was, you know what I'm saying, who was going head to head, I wanted to just say by default genuine, but Joe got some shit.
Yeah,
Joe got some slaps, bro. Like,
yeah. A
and
lot
he
of
got
people
a
don't
bunch of
realize
other
Joe had
shit.
some hits.
Joe got some slaps, bro. Like average Joe, who he did that with, who he do that with?
He got
I think it was Fat Joe and somebody else.
still not a player with Big Pun.
Big Pun don't want to be a player no more. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a huge song. That
that was
motherfucker
big back then.
classic. Yeah,
That song was
yeah,
huge. Yeah,
yeah. But I'm definitely
I'm gonna
going
go
with
with
Joe.
Joe on that one. If I was your
Yeah,
man.
going with Joe. Joe won that one, bro. He held his own with his list.
Hey
He's
man,
solid. He's
I didn't
solid.
think he. Hey, once I wrote it out, I was like, wait a minute, Joe might actually have a shot.
Joe got some shit, man. Joe got some
According to
shit.
chat, yeah, Joe wins.
According to the chat, yeah, Joe got it.
Ooh,
That's
well,
good shit, bro.
okay,
That's a good segment. I like that.
okay.
I like that.
It's time for our last segment of the night.
Yeah,
Classic or just average? This is where
yeah.
we do our movie thing and we talk about if it was made today, would it be a classic or would it just be average? If I was your man by Genuine slap too though. If I was your man by Genuine, I ain't heard that one. Hmm.
Yeah, I got to do some looking
I'm gonna
into
have to
that
go
one. I
look.
ain't
I'm
heard
gonna
about
have to
that
check that out.
one.
Okay, so we got first one, classic or just average. We
Yeah.
got
Uh huh.
Harlem Nights.
Ooh, that'll always be a class. Okay, so keeping the same characters? Are we keeping the exact same characters? Can we
Uh,
bring them into the new era?
yeah, yeah. I mean, if it's made today, that's what I'm saying. Like, if
Yeah.
we have to use today's era of actors, but
Okay.
the
Look,
storyline can remain the same.
the
I guess I should
storyline
have.
would still be good. It would still be a classic, but it would be one of them things where it would depend on who you got as the characters. Like who gonna play Delary's character?
Who today?
Monique?
Yes. There you go. Boy,
Who gonna
Monique
play
could kill
Eddie?
that role.
I think so too. Who would play Eddie Murphy character?
Yeah, Eddie.
No, he
Nah,
old
he
now,
too
bro.
old now. It
Yeah,
got
he
to be a
old.
young nigga. Oh
Right.
shit. Michael B. Jordan. Hell, he basically played that role in
He
Sinners.
not fucking. He not funny. He not funny.
Was Eddie funny? You got to be funny.
Yeah, he was funny,
Nah, yeah, you got to be funny in that.
and he was
You say
talking
Michael
shit.
B. too.
Man, that's because she think he found some shit. Hell no, fuck that. No, shit no. You gotta find somebody who. No,
Okay.
Michael B. Jordan. He too. He too.
Who?
He.
Who? That's funny and can act. Mm-hmm.
It's hard right now to come up top of my head, but
Well, they would probably give that role to somebody like Kevin Hart today. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That.
a real big
Yeah,
mainstream.
they would probably get at the Kevin Hart.
Okay, so somebody other than Kevin Hart, though. Somebody other than him.
Who?
Would they give it
Shit.
to Cat? Would they give it to Cat?
No, they ain't gonna get the cat.
Yeah, I think he'll be good in it though.
I think
What
he'll be
about Mike
good in it
Epps?
playing. I think he'll be good playing. What's his name? Role that was. What's his name? Red. Is his name Red?
Red Fox role? I
Was it
don't know what
Red?
his
Not
book.
was Red Fox in it?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was Red Fox, right?
he
Nah,
was
but
in
I ain't
there.
talking about him. I'm talking about Ray, the other man, Ray with the big mustache, playing his role.
I don't know, bro.
Ronaldo Ray. That's his real
Excuse me.
name.
Uh,
But yeah, I don't know. That would be the thing though. I mean, with Monique leading it, as Della Reese and shit. I would have
What about Mike Epps as what's the name character as Eddie Murphy character?
nah. He ain't that funny to me.
What?
Nah,
Man.
he like corny. He ain't really funny. Like Kevin Hart funnier to me than him. Mike Epps ain't never been funny to me. Not even in Friday. Some of that shit he was saying the next Friday was alright, but it wasn't. It didn't hit like that.
Okay, okay. Man, I can't think of nobody else off the top of my head though, bro. That could really jump in that role. I'm trying to think of somebody who's super mainstream
And
and
shit,
can
that's
do.
funny at the same time.
Would
You
you
think?
put like a Jamie Foxx in that role? Maybe he a little older, but maybe. Or is that too big? Is that too mainstream at this point?
No, no, you gonna need because I mean you gotta think Eddie. Eddie at that time was when
D.
nobody
Ray
really.
Davis. D. Ray Davis is a light skinned dude, ain't he? I don't know
Yeah,
about him.
he about like
He
Mike
got
Epps.
he got that grungy comedy, like that
Yeah,
uncomfortable comedy. He got to talk about fucking and disrespecting shit. So I don't.
yeah,
Maybe, but I
D
think he
Ray.
might just be a little too animated with it though.
Yeah, he had tried too hard.
Yeah, I think yeah.
Uh,
His comedy
ooh,
just his style just in general is just too. He tries too hard. He don't
yeah,
be that funny to me.
that's a tough one because
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I don't know who besides Kevin Hart who would play Eddie's role. You know what I'm saying? And can still be funny at it. Like The Rock is he played the same character in all his movies, so wouldn't be him.
Nah, the Rock got some range. I'll give the Rock credit. He got some range.
Man, this dude is
He
the
got some
same
range, bro.
dude in
Nah,
all of
no, he
his
not. No, he
movies.
not.
What?
Think about his first couple movies where he was that football player and he had the daughter and all that shit, and then he turned around and was Hobbs in Fast and the Furious. Those are two completely separate characters.
Mm, but he still was the big fighting dude in both all his movies. Walking Tall, Faster, or whatever that is. Uh, uh,
No,
Jumanji.
he played an idiot. Well, I guess it was still kind of a macho meatball head type of role. I guess I don't know.
All his roles is like that. He was just a dad in one of them and a tooth fairy in another. But he was still the my. You know, you had to get that dress out the way. You know how that
You
goes.
know they was gonna do it to him. You know they was gonna do it to him.
He had to
You
get that
know they
dress
was
out the
gonna do
way.
it to him.
Yo, get that
Yeah, you
ritual
know that.
gone. Yeah. Yeah, but
Yep.
that's a tough one to fill in. But
That's
that's
tough.
the thing about our era. That's why I like to highlight these movies because our era had so many diverse actors. Like
Man, our
we had,
era we had a real black Hollywood. Like we could have
we did.
really competed with
They
the
had
like man
talent.
on a
They had real talent back then. Like
like think
everybody
about
did
all
their
them
own
black
thing
actors
too.
back in the day. Like all them black actors and actresses from back then that you know what I'm saying? Like you know they face real good, but you don't quite know their name, but they
Yeah.
always been in all the hood shit.
Yep.
Man,
It's a lot of them
man,
like that.
we
Like Regina, what's her name? Regina Bell, I think.
Regina Hall, Regina
Regina Hall.
King,
And she
yeah,
the voice behind so many damn animated characters. And nobody ever no, Regina King.
Regina King is. Yeah,
Regina
Regina
King. That's what I'm
Hall.
talking about.
She's that's the other. What was she in?
That's
Regina Hall.
that's the chick
Um,
that be it. She was just in was she in Girlfriends?
yeah, yeah.
She was in was she in the wood? No, that
No,
wasn't her. That
she
wasn't
wasn't
her.
in the
That was
wood.
that other chick. But I just remember her from Girlfriends and some other shit.
Yeah,
She mostly been like, them type of movies. She been in Tyler Perry movie.
right, right,
She don't
right,
really
right.
been. But Harlem Night, I think it would still be a classic once they
Yeah,
found the
it'll
right
still be a
actors
classic.
because the storyline gonna
Right.
hit regardless.
The storyline gonna go regardless. So yeah, it would just be the cast. It would depend on the cast.
Yeah,
I think we just drawing a blank right now, but I'm pretty sure it's people out
that's
there
what it is.
because I'll be forgetting about the kind of the lower tier that's still on the internet, like the who's the dude uh uh who got the Denzel Banks or some shit like that. You know what I'm talking
Desi,
about?
Desi
Desi
Banks.
Banks and that
Well, see,
that
that's
nucleus
yeah.
of
I want to see them.
comedians,
He said he got a movie coming out. I want to see
like
them
the
in a movie.
like if you cast the Harlem Nights with people from Wild 'N Out, I think it might, you know, if you get the right characters out of Wild 'N Out, I think if you got it out of that nucleus of comedians, young comedians, you could get
You think
something
Nick can play
similar.
Eddie Murphy part?
Nah, hell no, fuck no, no. Don't
Can Nick play
disrespect Eddie
Jawbone?
Murphy character like that, bro. No, not with Nick Cannon. Shit, no, hell no.
You threw
Drumline
Wild
Nick
Out out
Cannon,
there. I had to ask that one.
yeah, no, no,
We
hell
got Jason's lyric.
no. Ooh,
That's a good one.
that's a damn good
That
one.
oh,
That's a classic. That's a
I can't
classic.
see
I don't give
why
a
it
damn.
wouldn't because the storyline so fire in that motherfucker. Like
Yeah,
I can't see why
yeah,
that wouldn't be a classic. It's
that's for
plenty of
sure
people
a
that can
classic.
get to play those roles. Jada,
Hmm.
that's back when Jada
Who
was
would
fine
play?
too, boy.
Ooh, Jada was bad back in the day.
Boy, in the
What? Oh
'90s.
my god.
Oh my god.
All them black women was fine back in the day. I'm talking
Yeah, they
about
was.
all of them.
All
Nia
of them, and they didn't dress
Long,
like they dress now. They were still classy with it.
none of that. Hella conservative, but was fine as I don't know what, bro. They
Yeah.
was just bad back then.
Yep.
But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, they could easily find somebody to play Tretch Road, to play Bokeem Woodbine. Like it's plenty of
Yeah, it's
actors
plenty
out
of them
there
for that
today
one.
that could fill that one in.
It's plenty of them for that one.
Cause
Who would play? Who would play? Church girlfriend. Who would play her? Who would be a good one for her? She was funny.
Sexy
Who would play
Red.
her? No, I wouldn't get at the sexy red.
Man, let me tell you something. That's exactly how she. What was her name too? Her name was
I can't think of it.
but wasn't she like a rapper too?
She was an actress. She wasn't a rapper. She was an actress. That's what she's one of them ones that you seen her face all the
All the
time,
time
but
though.
you
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah. We
quite
used
put
to
a
see her
name
in a
on her.
lot of shit.
Yeah, she was in a lot of. She was in a lot. She was in Life. She was that prostitute that got the $2 from Claude. Those last $2. I think that's the same lady.
No, 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 no.
You sure?
You talking about the one that he couldn't remember his name and was like Claude at the bar? I
She
don't
took
think that's
that
the same.
big ass.
I don't think that's the same chick.
That's her, bro. I'm about 90% sure that's who that is. I'm gonna have to find out and for
Oh,
sure, and I'll
wait a
let you know.
minute. You know what? That
I'm
might
I,
be her.
I'm pretty sure. Now her weight was a little different,
She was
but she was
smaller
smaller in life.
in
She was
life.
smaller
You
in life.
sure right. Yeah, that
Yeah,
might
but
have
that's
been
the
her.
same girl. That's the same
Yeah,
one.
she was a hoe in there too.
Hey,
Yeah, so
hey,
it's a lot of them that
but
can
yeah,
play her role though,
yeah,
because it's
it's a whole
hell.
bunch of, but the whole generation could play her role at this point. She
Yeah,
she ushered in. Is she the first Ratchet that we seen on the movie? What's the first Ratchet we saw in the movie like that?
the first Ratchet. Whoa, we could go back though.
Where?
Like, like it wasn't this I don't know because we would have to sit here and think about some movies because when you say
I'm pretty
Ratchet.
sure that's what
I
I'm
mean, it
saying. It
depends
wasn't.
because it depends on how you classify it because there was movies with versions of it, but maybe not as full as to the extent that Jason's lyric had her playing it. Because in Set It Off wasn't which one of them was Ratchet?
None of them.
Not in Set It Off.
None of
What
them.
about
Uh-uh.
what about no? Not really. The '90s movies didn't really
That's
portray
what I'm
women like that.
saying.
When you think
That's
about it,
what I'm saying. They didn't do shit like that because before then you had stuff like the Cosby's, A Different World. That
Family
wasn't the view.
Matters,
Now
Fresh Prince.
you would have like drug addicts, like Holiday Heart.
Hmm.
You know, you have drug addicts, but not just straight hood ratchet, do anything, fuck in the back of a building
No,
type shit.
was Poetic Justice first
First between what? That and what?
before Jason's lyric?
Oh.
Because what's the name in Poetic
Oh,
Justice was ratchet as hell.
Sh- yeah, she was kind of ghetto. I wouldn't put her on that level. She was a little ghetto. She more so represented the young chick in the hood that was she ghetto, she loud, but she wasn't necessarily a hoe like that.
She
Maybe she
what?
was kind of a hoe.
She
She was a
just
hoe.
she fucked him in the back of the
She was a
mail
hoe.
truck.
But that was her. That's her dude. That was her dude, though.
That
You
was
done
her
smashed
dude
in the
that she
car
fucked in
before.
the alley in Jason's lyric. It was her dude on the top of the
But
trash can.
a alley in the back of a mail truck is different. I
Nigga,
think.
you ain't in a bed or a house. It don't matter. It's still in the streets.
But that was his job though. They was smashing at his job. He had a job. It
They was
wasn't in the
traveling
dumpster.
across the country. Tupac and Janet was in the
They was
front.
working. They
They
was
was
working though.
driving. Nigga,
They was
no.
working.
You can't
We was
make no
taking a
excuse for
road
that.
trip. That's
Not,
but look,
it's even
that's
worse
the
because Tupac and Janet was in the front seat and they had to listen to the whole thing.
nah. They was double dating. What you talking about? People double
Man, you
date.
should have. Nah, you don't do that with me in the truck, and I can't do shit. Then they end up
That
fighting at the end.
you supposed to be up there spitting your game to Jada. He pissed her off.
Ain't no difference than her fucking the dude in the alley.
I think there's a difference.
They was on
I,
vacation. So right,
because
they was on
uh,
vacation. They wasn't working. They was going
they was
somewhere
they was
to
transporting that truck. They was transporting that mail truck.
was it the
They was just
truck?
shipping the mail truck. Yeah, they was just taking the mail truck to another facility in Oakland. Remember? Because he was saying he wanted to go see his cousin up in Oakland. He wanted to go up there anyway. So they took the truck up
Yeah, and
there
they
as
ended
like a
up
little
going to
road
that
trip.
family reunion. They wasn't killing no damn body.
Yeah,
Talking about
yeah.
cousin.
Cousin. Yeah, yeah, hell yeah. So I mean, that's I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Jason's
But
lyric.
either way, going back to the original point, Jason's lyric would absolutely be a classic.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Absolutely be a classic.
Yeah, I can see
Absolutely.
that. Yeah, we got ATL, Ti, Law and
ATL.
Lindo.
I think that'd be average. I don't think that'd be a classic right now. I think the
Mm,
storyline is too far off.
mm.
Young dudes don't move like Ti brother moved back then. That's not the dynamic. And it's not really the old heads taking the young dude, kind of schooling him on this, that, and the third, and putting him out on the track. It's a whole bunch of young niggas just wow. It's not that no more for real. So I think we was the last generation to be raised in that type of fashion. Even though the
Yeah,
old niggas still ran us into bad situations, they were still older and put us on some type of game. Nowadays it's just young niggas, anybody for themselves, everybody for themselves.
yeah, yeah.
So I think it'll be just kind of average, especially just talking about skating. Don't nobody give a fuck about skating like that no more.
That was my whole thing. Like that's the part that would kill it because hell,
Yeah.
we really didn't give a fuck about skating like that. The
Well, I
only
did.
reason
I
why
used to
we
skate
gave
all
a
the
damn
time.
about that movie was because it was Ti and Big Boy. You know what I'm saying? Like
Well,
if
I
it
grew up
was
skating. I
look,
grew up
I
skating.
didn't. I didn't. That
Yeah, I grew up
where I
at
grew up,
skating.
skating was considered gay.
Girly?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. You didn't skate
All the
back
players
then.
used to go skating. All the players would go skating.
Not where I was from. We didn't
Up in
skate.
Kansas, up
You
in Kansas City,
skateboard,
we had
yeah, if you had a skateboard, but you riding around on rollerblades, you was looked at a little
well,
funny.
no, not rollerblades. I never had the inline rollerblade shit, and I only skate in the skate ring where you got, you know what I'm saying, all the girls was.
Oh, that's different.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You talking, but see, that's the setting that Ti had. But these
that's
days,
what I'm
kids
saying.
don't really go to the skating ring like that. My kids
Nah, they
never
didn't
asked to
shut
go to
down
no
the
damn
skate. They
skating
didn't
ring.
shut down all the skate rings. They shut down the one that I knew of for real. So
It
yeah,
still
that's all
sounds
I was
like this
saying.
way.
That's different. So I never skated outside the skate ring ever. Like
Yeah,
no, hell no. And I really wasn't all that good skating when I went. I just went because that's where everybody hung out at.
yeah. Where
So
I was from, the only people you saw skating was females and gay dudes. That was it. You didn't. You didn't see the regular niggas was either playing basketball, football, baseball. You ain't had no skates on. Or we had a
yeah,
bike. See, we rode bikes all over the hood, but it was a small
yeah,
town. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. See, I grew up in the inner city. You grew up in
Yeah,
like more of a small town, so it was a little different.
yeah,
Like
they
we
look
had
at it different.
bikes. I took my bike everywhere, but yeah, on Sunday nights, I believe, and like Saturday or Friday, one of them, we had this place called what was the name of that damn skate rink? Uh, I forgot. But yeah, everybody used to go out there. Matter of fact, even when I was a little kid, the church I went to used to go skating, and as a group. So yeah, skating was the shit with the four wheels, not that inline shit. Now that's gay. I'm sorry. I'm not doing the inline shit where you gotta bend your knees and do all that shit. Nah,
Yeah.
I'm not doing all that. But the four skates that you, yeah, yeah, shit. That was
So
tough.
yeah, I'm gonna say ATL would be average.
Average.
I
Yeah,
don't even
average.
think it would probably be a movie that end up on BET and they play it after Tyler
Immediately,
Perry movie.
immediately a Tubi movie. Immediately.
BET Plus, that's it.
Yeah,
Tubi,
that's it.
Tubi for
That's
sure.
it.
It'll damn sure
It
be on
ain't.
Tubi.
Yeah, it ain't gonna go to theaters at all.
All right, we got one more.
Okay.
Love and basketball.
Classic. That ain't gonna never go away. That's my motherfucking shit. I can watch that shit all goddamn day. You hear me? I know that shit from like loving basketball and the wood. Them two, them is my top. That's the creme de la creme for me when it comes to hood movies or black cinema from back in the day. So loving basketball, man, it's just too many. The soundtrack to loving basketball, bro, is so tough. So
Bro,
yeah, bro.
the whole storyline of the movie. I mean, like just that whole movie was different because nobody hadn't did a movie like that back then.
You didn't see black people in that type of aspect. The
No,
well-to-do, you know
that's
what I'm
why it was
saying,
so big
established. Yeah, yeah.
because we
Other than
finally
like
saw
the
black people
Huxtables and
and
shit
they
like
were
that.
yeah,
Yeah, other than that, but in a movie, especially, you know what I'm saying, something like that about hooping, usually, somebody coming from the gutter, trying to
right,
make it and survive and shit like that. Both them was well to do and was good
yeah.
out, and it
Both
was a
families well
real,
off. That and
you know what we don't have no more is real love stories, like movies
no,
that have a real love story all throughout it.
they
We don't
took
have that
love
no
out of
more.
everything when it come to our entertainment. The
Yeah,
music, the TV
yeah.
shows, the movies, they took love out of all of it. And that's how they was able to change us, and change our
We took
mindset.
we took it out. We took it out.
Well,
They
they
helped
didn't
us,
have
but
no
we took it
choice. What was they gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like I say they took it out because they controlled everything at that time. Now, it's different because you can just create your own shit now. You
Right,
got to
right,
start from ground zero, but you know what I'm saying? But you can
right,
create your own
right.
shit now. So it's different for us. But back then they didn't, it was the only
Yeah,
doors
they
that was
didn't.
open.
Yeah, they didn't have no choice for real. So yeah, you're right. I mean, but it's kind of like that Kanye West saying slavery was a choice. Like
I agree.
if you thinking from the aspect of this is like seriously detrimental to us moving forward, it is a choice because at some point you got to be to the point where you'd rather die than to keep going backwards.
Right.
So I
Right.
mean, I get it. Like if you choosing from life or death type shit, then but I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
But but yeah, it would definitely still loving basketball would definitely still be a classic though. Definitely still be a classic.
Now today's time, who could play
All right,
those?
Marissa. Yeah, you be cool out there. Have a safe. Have a good shift. All that good shit.
Appreciate you for tuning in. We'll be back
Yeah,
Monday. I don't know. Oh,
yeah.
Monday, Labor Day. Memorial Day. You want to do Monday or you want to wait till Tuesday?
Uh, I'm down, bro. I ain't got nothing going on for real.
We can
I
do
do.
Monday. We'll be back Memorial Day. I ain't got nothing going on. I don't think. Especially
At least
around
for a
this
little
time.
something.
My kids will be asleep anyway by then. But who would they get to play in that role? Sanaa Lathan and who was that?
Like
Omar
the
Epps.
Omar Epps. Yeah.
Ooh, that would be the key.
What young couple do we? What young black couple do we have right now?
No,
Do we have any?
no, no. Not nothing that's worth looking up to. We had Blueface and what's her name, but that wasn't worth shit.
Man,
We
don't
had
mention them motherfuckers, bro. Them some dumbass. Hell no. Hell no. Them motherfuckers probably can't read the script to say they fucking life.
you
Shit
see
no.
what I'm saying? So that's why I say nothing. Not no young
Oh,
couple. It would have to be somebody that's older but look young, like Megan Good or some shit. But it's not her, but
right. I'm
somebody
trying
like
to.
I don't know. That's again that just goes back to our era of things. You know what I'm saying? It was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
better.
I'm really sitting here think Kiki Palmer, cause she play what's her name role? Sanaa Lathan role? Maybe. I don't know.
Mm,
She can get out. She can get that tomboyish off.
that's
That
tough.
more.
Can she, but it's the basketball part that it would have to be more believable for me.
I think she
Mhm.
tomboy enough to pick up a basketball. How she act, I think
I
just
mean,
in
she
TV,
diverse with her acting. I give her that. She
that's what I'm
got some
saying. Like
range.
I,
But
I
that
think she would be
role,
able to do.
yeah.
Who would
I'm,
who would play the Omar Epps role though?
oh, that's the thing. Because if you're gonna have her, then you gotta have shit.
Who's
Old
the
boy
dude
that
that
played
played?
the old boy that played in All American, the receiver, I,
Yeah, well,
Spencer.
I guess. I don't think he. I don't think he. I don't think he would be. He would. I think he would do a good job, but I don't think he would bring the attention to that movie. I don't think he would do the movie real justice like that though.
I don't know,
Mm-mm.
man. All American was a big show.
I get it. I get
They
that,
just fucked up
and
when they
it's
started
heavy.
switching all the shit out and brought the son to the coach and all that other shit.
Yeah.
Tay Diggs, yeah, but before that, it was a good show.
Now, Michael B. Jordan would be a good character for that one. That's what I think he might be good at. Because the Omar Epps character wasn't with the jokey shit. He was more the jock of the. You know what I'm saying? Like he was ushered in as the next big thing, and all that. So
I can
I
see
think
that.
Michael B. Jordan could. Maybe if they switched it from basketball to football, because I guess he got a little more muscle on him or whatever.
Yeah,
But
I was gonna say for basketball, I don't know.
but
Maybe old boy that plays the son. Yeah, have you ever seen Power?
yeah, yeah.
Ghost
Nah,
son. You don't think him?
hell
He got some good range though. What about
I wouldn't.
mm,
I wouldn't want to see him in that role. I wouldn't want to see him in that role. I'm
mm,
trying to think of somebody else though. Really,
all right. I mean, it ain't that many young actors
it
like
ain't
that.
that many that.
A lot of them they do the same shit. Like old boy that was in Snowfall, he got good range. I've seen him in other
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
but I don't.
What about dude from Get Out, whose nose was bleeding? You remember? He played the turncoat in that revolutionary movie. You know what I'm saying? With
You talking
damn.
about where he turned on old boy, and he was
Yep.
the snitch. He was the
Uh huh.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. He
Him.
played
What about
also
him?
that one that was about like the black Jesus too, right?
I think so. I
Yeah,
think so. What about him?
I would like him better for Jason's lyric.
Nah. I would. That's
Mm.
another. I think that's another Michael B. Jordan character. He would be real good as Jason.
Michael
Michael
B.
B.
Jordan.
Jordan.
I said that.
You did.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
Oh, that might
I
have
thought
been
you saw.
for the
No,
other one.
that was some. That was a different one. That was a
Yeah, cause I'm
different one.
going back through this. Yeah, that might have been for the other one.
That was
Yeah,
for
now him for
Harlem
Jason's
Nights.
lyric would be
That would have been solid. That would have been solid because that's his. That's right up his alley.
well. I don't know. Have you ever seen him in what's that movie where he was in the military and they was like some SEALs or something, and they had went and did a mission, and then they came back, and the government, it was a senator or somebody like that, was trying to have all of them killed, and they killed his wife. His wife was Lauren London in the movie. They ended up killing her
Uh, no,
in
I
her
ain't seen
sleep.
that.
Man, bro, that shit go hard.
Yeah,
That shit.
okay.
Now that's him in a different role. That's why I say
He got
he
some
got
range.
range like a motherfucker. So he could probably, now Jason's leg would fit him.
Yeah, I think so too, for sure.
Love and
For sure.
basketball, he a little too. Now he used to be a skinny dude until he bulked up for Creed.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, but
yeah.
ooh, I don't know. That would be a good
I
one. But
think
I
you would
think it
have to.
was
I think you would need somebody a little more nonchalant and a little more smooth. I think Michael B. Jordan. He's a
Omar
little
Epps had a
too.
little swag, a certain swag about him to in all his
Yeah,
characters.
he a little on the cocky, not too much, on some player type shit. Michael B. Jordan character seemed like he want to be the womanizer. He got to go and do all the extra shit and be, all that.
Yeah.
So
I
I,
don't know.
I would just on the attitude aspect, I wouldn't go with him for that one.
But it depends on who they got. I say that would definitely be a classic. Love and
Yeah,
basketball.
yeah, it'll always be a classic to me. For me,
Definitely be a
'cause,
classic.
I like hooping anyway, so I love basketball. So, and
Yeah.
that's just the story. Just without the basketball, the storyline is dope. The dad being found out for cheating, and the moms and living right next door, and you know what I'm saying. All that, the whole going through the different quarters of their life.
Yeah.
Man, that shit was dope. Yeah,
To
I
finally
love
ended
that
up
movie.
together at the end,
You know what I'm saying?
right
Like
before he
that
about to
shit
get
was
married. Let's play for your heart.
play for your heart. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
that
saying?
was a
So
good
yeah,
one.
that's definitely still a classic.
That definitely be
Definitely
a
still a
classic.
classic.
That's all I got, bro. We gonna call it a night on
That's
that
it.
one.
Yes,
Y'all,
sir.
and appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all stuck with us throughout the show. Y'all go
For sure.
subscribe to the show, subscribe to the platform, follow us on all platforms, all social media, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If you listen to the audio, we are on Spotify and Apple. Tell them where to follow you at, bro.
Easy does it on every platform. Easy underscore does underscore it. Come follow me, holla at me. Like I've been saying, I'm gonna start going live and what I'm saying, kind of start different topics that I see kind of hit the internet real quick. I'm gonna start jumping on talking about them, just kind of giving my quick take opinion on little shit like that. So yeah, I'm gonna start really tapping in with this. For sure.
All right. That's what's up. Well, we'll
Yeah.
be back Monday. Appreciate y'all. Same time, same days. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 to,
Yeah.
well, whenever we get done.
Whenever we get done with this mug, bro, we be going.
But
Yeah.
yeah, appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll see y'all next
Signing
time.
off. All right.